Good morning. How you doing? Welcome everybody to Stock Markets with Bruce. It's Uncle Bruce here. Welcome to the show. It's Wednesday, May 12th, 2021. Welcome everybody to the channel. Another day in paradise. Are we going to have fun in the markets? We just might. Hope you're doing all right today. Survived the evening intact. You survived all the stress of yesterday's market. Back for more fun till Daddy takes the T-Bird away. We are getting ready for an open today, which might be a bit of a downer on the beginning, but then we may turn it because it doesn't look like a lot of a sell-off going on here. There isn't so much of a, we don't really seem to have a big negative opening on our hands at this point. It looks tentative. We're waiting also for inflation data. Been watching for that. We've noticed the 10-year note is popping a little bit. The inflation data might be out right now. We're waiting for, yeah, CPI reading is out and it's up for April. So let me double check this for you guys. What do we got here? 0.8% in April, above forecast. All right, so the inflation data is higher than forecast at 0.8% for the month, and the reading now, CPI is showing a inflation indication 13-year high at 4.2% versus 2.6, and they'll be digging into the numbers here to find out how deep the inflation move is. Is it across the board? Is it in certain sectors only? And how will the markets react to it? Right now, the Dow is showing a negative 88-point opening. Nothing serious here. S&P down 10.9, Nasdaq down 47. So we don't have a serious down dip to start the morning here at the moment. At this moment in time, I don't see it. Futures are off a tad, but they're not off off the wall. But we're going to watch this closely here because there's a lot of twitchy people out there, and we're going to see just how twitchy they are on the opening and whether this really affects the markets dramatically or not. The inflation number is what it's all about. We're showing again the Dow down 86 right now, S&P down 11 points, Nasdaq down 50, oil up 86 cents. The 10-year note is 1.63, a little higher. But not catastrophically higher in any real way. Breaking news, as I say, it's out. 4.2% increase in April from a year ago, faster than expected. Now the question is, how will the markets react to these developments? And so we'll keep an eye on it. A little bit of inflation, not going to be a big issue for us. And is it a sustained inflation? That's the other thing I'm curious about. Is this an inflation rate that is now going to build on this? I have my doubts, but yeah, we'll see what's going on. Down 93 on the Dow, down 12 on S&P, down 59 on Nasdaq. So far, that seems to be where we're at here. We're opening in about 55 minutes, and see how the markets want to participate. GameStop right now in the pre-market, $145 a share. Down $1.92 at this moment. It has been mainly in the 146, 47 range pre-market. Not a lot going on. It's very quiet. IPOE, it has been sitting at the 1530 to 1550 range. Right now, 1530 is where we're at. Volume 43,000 shares. Very light so far in the morning. We're watching for that. What else is going on? Other than inflation, we're watching that oil pipeline for in the southeast U.S. going up the East Coast. We're watching for that. We're noticing the classic reaction of people who think that the end of the world is near. They're lining up at gas stations to get gasoline. There is no gas shortage. There's plenty of fuel. It's just how to get it to your pump. The U.S. government is allowing emergency deliveries of refined gasoline by truck. There are gazillions of trucks that are able to deliver billions of barrels of gasoline to gas stations. And instead of a a truck going 5 miles to a gas station, it'll go 50 or 150 if it has to go from a refinery scenario or from a storage facility. It's not a big deal, but oh boy, don't tell people in their cars that. And what's happening is people are showing up at gas stations not only with their cars, they're showing up with 4 or 5 gas tanks in the trunk that they fill up with another 5 or 10 gallons per tank. They're hoarding it. People are hoarding gasoline for no reason, but don't try to talk someone out of it. It's wild and wacky. And what can I say? Another reason maybe to get an electric car, huh? Maybe it's time to get a Tesla. Maybe it's time to get a Leaf. Maybe it's time to get a Volt or a Bolt or one of these electric vehicles. Or time to be driving a hybrid to lessen your dependence on fuel. Just a little hint, maybe this is it. Maybe that F-150 with every bell and whistle isn't actually a practical city vehicle to get around in town in. But hey, to each his own. And you make your decision, make your bed and lie in it, and go from there. What can I say? I don't think there's going to be a problem here, but we'll see. Good news, I guess, too, about this pipeline outage. It has made the world aware, especially the U.S. world, about ransomware problems. This is now to the fore, and we now know that, oh wow, there is a real problem here with ransomware. We used to snicker when, oh yeah, the city of so and so has a problem. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, it was cute and all. Now, when it affects your gas tank, and it affects your ability to get around town, or it affects the price of fuel in your town, you take it seriously. All of a sudden, you're a victim of a ransomware attack, even though they're not coming after you for ransomware. Now you're paying out of your pocket extra money for something that is a staple of society, keeps the country moving. The United States has just been held hostage by a bunch of morons somewhere in a Soviet, former Russian territory of some kind. And now all of a sudden Americans aren't snickering anymore about, oh yeah, the IRS got hacked. Oh, that's great. Yeah, not funny when it hits your pocketbook. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out going forward. How serious will, let's say, the U.S. government go after these kinds of guys now? How serious will the USA partner with other countries to find a way to infiltrate these groups, find a way to disrupt them? Will the Russians do anything about this nonsense, or the territories where these characters are? They may not be in actual Russia territory, but they're maybe next door, or they're in a sympathetic country nearby, and they're kind of able to do what they're doing there because it's technically not in Russia, and all this kind of stuff. It's a whole new world, isn't it? And it's an interesting world. I think what we need a James Bond kind of character. That we need that kind of a character. The kind of guy that can jump out of an airplane with a parachute over an ocean, and then land in the ocean with full scuba gear on, and then come onto the shore, come out of the water in the middle of the night, unzip the entire outfit, and be wearing a tuxedo, and then walk into a nice fancy party where all these ransomware guys are having a party, and infiltrate in, just fit right in with the crowd because he too is wearing a tux like everybody else, and then find a way to sneak into the computer room, by knocking out a couple of guards, and then setting off a couple of charges. I don't know where the charges come from, but he'll figure it out because it's James Bond. And then have another drink on the dance floor, and then walk outside with a pretty girl and just talk her up a bit while the bomb goes off inside the computer room that blows up the entire software infrastructure of the hackers. And then he just calmly walks out of the place while all the commotion comes and all the fire trucks come. He just walks through it all, and there's an accomplice from the CIA waiting for him to drive him away. And nobody knows that. Now that's what we need. We need that kind of a deal, a James Bond type guy to take care of these ransomware guys once and for all. Here you go. It's so easy. I've seen this in a movie 100 times before. Isn't this real life? Can't we just do it like that and just take care of it? And that's the end of it. Let's move on. Don't know. I just hope for the best. All right. Now, while I've been yammering, the market is going down. The Dow is down 232 points right now. S&P down 47, and the Nasdaq is down 215. So I guess the market is finally taking it seriously. That inflation has shown up and it's a little higher than expected, and maybe this could affect certain things out there. The question, of course, I have is just because there's inflation, does that mean interest rates have to go up? Theoretically, interest rates go up to calm down an overheated economy, but is this inflation actually because of an overheated economy, or is this inflation because of lack of services available due to a pandemic, like, for example, supply chain issues that have been arising lately, and other problems like a lack of computer chips at the right time, which holds up production of various goods and services around the world, and that is causing factories to have glitches and companies to perhaps not to be able to deliver on expected revenues, and that could affect stock prices, of course, because companies will start coming out going, because of the shortage of blah blah blah, we couldn't deliver all of our merchandise as we thought, and so our sales are off by 10% or 3% or 8% or 20%, whatever the number, and the future of stocks could be in doubt because there's uncertainty about corporations delivering on the numbers, which means the earnings per share figures might be overstated. They may have to be readjusted downward. That, of course, will affect the market. Welcome to the World 101 with respect to how the stock market works. The stock market is a direct reflection of the world at large, and any little thing can upset the apple cart temporarily. And we are running into that right at this moment in time regarding the markets. That is what is happening at the moment. And certain stocks will be much more affected than others. And we have to see how deep this goes and how far this goes and how concerned investors will actually be in the first 15 minutes of the opening, the first half hour, first hour, first 2 hours, and so on. That will be we'll just have to handle it as best we can. Generally speaking, though, these can be temporary dips, temporary moves. They can be overreactions, because that's what markets are famous for, overreacting one way or another, especially on the sell side. You'll get sell side movement that definitely will out amplify an upside movement, and it just gives those of you who are patient and those of you who are sitting on the sidelines an opportunity to score some nice little deals from time to time. So keep your eyes open. Maybe there's some dips coming our way on some of our favorites, maybe not. We'll see what the market wants to give us. GameStop, 146.34. So it's actually gone up $1.34 since this dip this morning. And it's now only down 58 cents in the pre-market. Volume 14,400 on GameStop. There's no panic on GameStop today. Nothing there. No news that I know of, unfortunately. I don't have any updates that I can tell you about. Very quiet at the moment. Just double checking news announcements. See if anything. Nope, nothing on GameStop to concern us at the moment. It is 146.46, down 46 cents on the session. The Dow now showing down 222, S&P down 36, and Nasdaq now 186. The Nasdaq down 1.4%, S&P down 0.8%, Dow down 0.62%. This is muted. This is not a big sell-off coming through this market. This is really light. If we were off 4 percentage points on the pre-market, we'd have something here, but down 0.6 or 0.89%, not enough, kids. That is not enough selling conviction to really be concerned about it. Could be that as analysts are digging into these inflation numbers, they're noticing that it's in certain areas only and it's not across the board. And that might be the reason why these losses are somewhat moderate. It sounds bad, 200-point drop on the Dow. Sounds terrible, but on a 33,900-point index, this is chump change. It's actually a little better now. The Dow now is down 198 points. It's down 0.59 of a percentage point. We're not getting a heavy run to the exits at all. 45 minutes to go to the opening. and the Dow is now only down 184. It's actually coming on a little bit right now, so it's fluctuating back to the to the plus side or back to the break even side. 169 down on Nasdaq instead of down 200, 210. So it's come back 40 odd points in just the last 2 minutes on pre-market trading. So we're watching this closely, as you can tell. And we'll see what the markets want to bring us. And maybe this is why GameStop is at 146.42 or so, down only 50 cents. 147.20 on GameStop. It's now up 28 cents on the session right now. 17,800 traded. There is no volume, and GameStop is higher. Maybe something is going on. Maybe news is leaking, or maybe there's anticipation of an update on GameStop today because the shares are higher in a very, lackluster opening in the market. So remember, of course, we know that GameStop dropped $17 2 days ago, came back yesterday at $4 or $5, and it still remains oversold from the last few days. So we'll see how this plays out. 147.25 on GameStop. All right, IPOE in the morning right now, 15.14. Down 3 cents. That looks to be its low of the pre-market at this moment in time. Volume 57,200 shares. Very quiet on IPOE as well. AMC on the pre-market right now is 10.08, up 3 cents. It's holding a bit of a gain. It was in the 10.20 range about an hour ago. So it's a tad better. Let's check some others out. IBM in the pre-market down 62 cents to 143.57. Nothing serious going on there. Apple, another big leader, is 124.39, down $1.52. And it was just about a half an hour ago, before the inflation numbers came out, it was in the 125.30-40 range. So it was $1 higher. It's dropped $1 to be down $1.46. Not a big drop on Apple. So moderate, just slight reaction. This isn't going to last. Let's take a look at some others. Starboard Value at $9.90, down 3 cents. That's always a steal under 10. VACQ, Vector Acquisition, $9.94, up 4 cents in the pre-market. That's a SPAC. That's a little better. We have Navstar Holdings showing $9.86, down a penny. Nothing going on there. We've got VGAC, the Virgin Group, at $9.85, down 4 cents. That is a bargain of bargains. 15 cents under the issue price. What a steal this stock is. And then Gores Holdings, GHVI, showing $11.15, down 21 cents. Bargain City. This stock and VGAC are we're waiting any day now for their latest amended filings with the SEC to be what's called active, and that would then put the 3-week countdown on the takeover. So we're waiting for that at any time. It could be today, tomorrow. A bunch of these stocks are about to break out with their actual countdowns. We'll probably know, just like with IPOE, how we found out Friday that their drop dead date has been announced as far as the merger goes. So we're getting close to finding the same information out regarding all the other SPACs that we've been following. So we're about to be coming out of the doldrums around here, and it's going to start to get a little active very shortly. By the way, while I've been talking, the Dow has improved. It's now down 138. The S&P is down only 30, and Nasdaq down 193. So the markets have improved a bit in the last few minutes. We'll keep an eye on that. But the Dow did drop. At one point, it was down 200 odd points, 210 points. Now down 130 at the moment. S&P now down 29. So two of these indexes seem to be improving, where Nasdaq just backed off about 50, 60 points. Down 203, down 194. Sorry, Nasdaq jumping around all over the place. So down 203, now it's down 194. It's really jumping around. Headlines keep coming out. Highest inflation numbers in 13 years, which I find amazing. It's interesting to be reminded of that. You forget. Old timer like me, man, oh man, we remember. I mean, my God, I remember inflation numbers that were crippling. This is nothing. This is chump change. 4%. We laugh at 4%. But I do recall the days where, for 15 years, we had very difficult to control inflation numbers. It was just very difficult to control. It would be stubbornly between 8 and 12% per year. It just would not back off. And this wasn't the U.S. problem or a Canada problem. This wasn't the European problem. This was a G20 problem. It just wouldn't stop. And we kept getting these pressures, these price point pressures, excuse me, all over the place. And it was a reflection of a number of factors, one of which, of course, were rising energy prices. That was an issue that permeated through the entire economy through the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. It took about 10 years for the dramatic price increase of oil and gas to work its way through the entire economic system. And the losers were the third world countries. At the end of the day, the countries at the bottom of the pile lost the most and suffered the most, while first world economies were able to just pass on price increases to its own employees and to its own customers. And employees got raises from employers, and it just went on and on and on. And politicians tried everything they could to calm it down, calm it down. It took the central bankers basically to raise interest rates to 18% to get people to cool off. And that dropped the inflation rate from the 12, 14 range down to about 6, 7, 8. But even from there, it took more stimulus to get the economy lower, the inflation rate lower. It was quite the long battle that took place over, like I say, almost 20 years, from the 70s to the 90s, until, well, 13 years now. So we're talking about the highest inflation right now since 2008. A lot of you who are 25, 30 years old, you were kids the last time you had inflation at this level. You've never known you've never known a world with inflation higher than 3%, which a lot of us elders, we just kind of shake our heads and go, these kids don't know anything. They have no idea how it can be. But hey, welcome to the world 101. GameStop 147.90. It's up 98 cents. Actually improving here on 19,000 volume. There is nothing for sale on GameStop, and there's some nibbling coming in, and it's nibbling higher now to 147.90. Very interesting. Wow. Okay. The Dow down 130. S&P down 27. NASDAQ down 172. Oil is up 94 cents a barrel to 66.21. This oil thing and this gas thing is over very quickly. This will be over very quickly. We are looking at a news cycle event that the networks are loving to show you pictures of people lining up at gas bars. Network television loves nothing more than watching Americans line up for gas. It's just an absolute clickbait getter. It's a perfect for views. It just creates the illusion of problems, and nothing can be further from the truth. But what can I say? It makes for good TV. And in this world we live in right now, don't forget the news business the news business today is a money-making business. It is not a service anymore. It is not a public service. News departments of all of these news networks are supposed to make profits. And one way to make profits is to keep those eyeballs watching the screen as long as humanly possible. And one way to do that is to sensationalize an issue right to the max. And if we have a little girl stuck in a well, that's perfect. We have a little boy stuck in a well, yeah, it's okay, but a little girl's better. If we can have gas lines, oh, that's always good stuff, because then we can pull out the old stock photos from the 70s and show people in their gas guzzlers back in 1973 lining up for gas. And then we could see them today in the modern day world. And then we get to interview some of these folks in line, and ask them how they feel. Let me ask you, what do you think the answer is from someone who's waiting an hour and a half to get $10 worth of gas? How you feel? Hey, how you doing? You kind of know the answer, don't you? But we all want to hear it. We all want to hear this guy. Well, I'm not very happy about it. We should do something about it. We just love that. I get such a kick out of life. Kids, you gotta laugh it off. It's just crazy. Free Thinker McJones, thank you for this donation. Holy moly, biggest donation in a while, first thing in the morning. This is simply a good faith payment on what I owe you, Uncle Bruce. Good morning, everyone. We love you, Uncle B. Thanks again, big time. All in on the Uncle B for life, CJ for life. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. That's awesome. Kind words and a $20 donation. That's what a way to start the show. Thank you. That's pretty cool. Welcome one, welcome all to the channel, and thank you for those of you who are hanging around. I appreciate it. There are no gas lines in Indiana. I'll tell you right now, the TV crews are nowhere to be seen if there is no gas line. Okay, if there's a gas line in your neighborhood, chances are someone will come by with a camera and record it. But yeah, do not expect to see gas lines all over the nice United States because of a partial outage of a pipeline in the southeast. I've heard stories, and we've noticed that some of the airlines are talking about jet fuel issues. But again, there's the odd glitch here and there. It's not a catastrophic national event in that regard. I do, however, give thumbs ups to I'm sure the administration right now and the CIA and other branches of the U.S. government. They are taking very seriously this attack on this pipeline. This is attack on the United States, and this is no good. I can understand where the CIA or the FBI would be involved in checking out hacks on private companies or small municipality computer systems, school board stuff. But when you talk about this kind of an attack on an infrastructure pipeline that services multiple states, millions and millions of Americans, one of the biggest in the United States, you've stepped over a line that now has gotten too many agencies interested in finding out what the hell's going on. And I can imagine that the pressure being applied from certain levels of government down to other agencies is intense right now. And it's all behind the scenes. You can just kind of imagine what might be going from the White House to the State Department, or from the White House to the CIA, the White House to the FBI. There are cybersecurity people in the U.S. government who are, if you ever watched the movie Edward Snowden, you got a taste of a little, might have been Hollywood directed, but you got a taste of just how deep the cybersecurity network is within the U.S. government to protect its infrastructure. You can imagine all those kids over there who are just charged up right now trying to track down these morons. I would not want to be these guys in wherever they are right now. Is it Azerbaijan? Is it Armenia? Is it somewhere Belarus? Are they in Russia itself? I wouldn't want to be these guys. I just kind of get the feeling that being in that business right now might not be a good idea, because it's just bad for their business. It's bad for the brand, and you got to wonder if every country in the world, other than the Russian government, is looking for these guys, and they're trying to find them electronically through the electronic footprint. You got to wonder if every major government in the world has got cybersecurity experts trying to track these guys out and trying to find them, ferret them out, and figure out where this is coming from. They're just zeroing in. I bet you they're zeroing in geographically. It's kind of like you see those movies from satellite image. You see the satellite image, and then it gets zeroes in, and they start to come into certain cities, certain countries, certain cities, certain areas, and they're just coming in and going, well, a lot of traffic happens from here. There's a lot of internet traffic from over here. There's a lot of suspicious traffic from over there. All this, and they're backtracking. There's backtracking going, well, the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, where does all this activity come from? Let's just zero in on this. Let's just zero in. Okay, well, look, nothing there. Okay, well, let's take a look over here. And I wonder, will there be just a clandestine little event where we don't hear about it, because it's not going to make national news, but someone is just kind of going about their business, and they didn't come home today. They just their car ran into an issue somewhere on a road. Mechanical things happen. Sometimes cars explode for no reason. It just is the craziest thing. I don't know. I'm not sure if there'll be certain power plants and power outages in certain areas for a while, and then they'll measure online traffic for a while from that region. Realize, oh yeah, a whole lot fewer ransom demands being made out of that region ever since that power outage affected that area of town, or that area of a city, or that area of a country. And they'll figure out ways. They figure out ways how to determine this stuff, and they just kind of zero in and zero in and zero in, and it is relentless. And I just would not want to be in that business. AB, these companies need to be held accountable by the government for not taking cybersecurity seriously. Most of these breaches are from negligence and apathy. Of course, the other thing too is there's the unofficial finger pointing going on between countries. Going, your country allows this to happen in your borders. That means you're culpable. You aren't shutting it down. You know who these characters are. You know who these guys are. How do they launder all that Bitcoin money? How you're allowing them to do it? They've got bank accounts in your country. They've got wads of cash in their hands all the time. They're making massive withdrawals. They're somehow cashing in with cash to party it up. And you guys know who it are. Your secret police knows who these guys are. You know exactly who it is. Your military knows. Your country's military cybersecurity experts. They know who your guys are. You know who these guys are. It's not a secret. And you know where they are. You know exactly where they are, and you know their associates, and you know their style, and you know they're driving nice cars, and they've got nice houses, and who they're probably bribing a lot of people to keep doing what they're doing without interference. One country points at another and goes, "We know, you know," and I just kind of wonder if you get to the point where you cross the line. These guys crossed the line, not knowing that this would have happened. They probably already figured out, oh man, we screwed this one up. We shouldn't have done this one. And all of a sudden, Biden in the White House is going, okay, all right, you're going to attack us like this. You're not going to control these guys. Well, then we'll take it upon ourselves to protect ourselves. And we have the right to do whatever we need to do as a country to protect our national interest. And I can tell you, I can just speculate right now that the allies of the United States have been contacted all around the world secretly. We're going after these guys. You're in? Oh, and everyone's going to say we're in. Yeah, we're all in, buddy, because you betcha they're all going to want to join the U.S. to get these guys. This is a Western world effort. And of course, we know all about, and we've heard all about the talk in the past several years about China and its secret, computer garbage going on, all the Chinese military attacks, North Korea, all the crap going on from there, and other places. So I can tell you that 24/7, I'm pretty sure 24/7, all of these, these entities are at each other's throats. The Americans are at the Chinese are at the Russians are after the Americans, North Koreans are after everybody, it goes on and on and on and on. But there are certain regimes in the world that allow certain kind of activity that certain other countries will not tolerate. And so I kind of wonder if the White House has decided, all right, that's it, enough's enough. We're not gonna sit back and let this go on anymore. And little hints have been coming out through the media, little leaks. You've probably noticed in the last 24, 40 hours, little leaks have come out about all these situation room meetings. President is very much involved and is fully being appraised of what's happening with this private company pipeline. It's not often that a president of the United States is briefed on a breach of a ransom attack on a private company asset, but this one is, and this one's serious because this president does not need to see any kind of lineups at gas stations and then people pointing the finger at him that he's not acting. That's not going to happen. This guy is busy, and this, you might call him Sleepy Joe, but I don't think he's all that sleepy. I think still waters run deep. Yeah, I think there's a lot going on here. Well, anyway, there you go. Just Bruce sharing his thoughts, wondering. This morning, the attention is being pushed away over to the inflation thing. We're all supposed to watch the inflation. Look at the keys. Look at these keys. Inflation. Don't look at the cyber attacks happening against the United States of America. Look at the inflation thing. The Dow doesn't seem to care too much. It's down 115 points now instead of 200 something. The S&P is down 27 and NASDAQ's down 187. So it doesn't look like a serious sell-off happening here. I think the market is oversold. I'm certain the Dow is oversold. We already know that the FANG stocks are oversold. We were watching them yesterday, already coming back and coming on. So kids, do not be surprised if we get a bit of a down tick to begin the morning, and then a sharp rally as people just forget about the inflation nonsense. They just kind of put it aside and go, this is not an issue for me right now. A lot of North Americans at this moment in time are sitting on a mountain of cash. They have not been able to spend their money the last year and a bit. I'm not talking about the homeless under bridges, on interstate highways. I'm not talking about those folks. I'm talking about people who've been working from home, working hard, finding ways to survive. Many of you are here watching me. You're incredibly entrepreneurial, and you've got extra money. You've invested it in the market, perhaps. You've been saving it. You've knocked off credit card debt. You've paid down bills. You've been hoarding cash just in case, which is a very good idea. The savings rate of Americans has really risen dramatically, and a 4% inflation rate is not going to cause you folks to panic regarding the world at large. I gotta figure as well that just because the inflation rate has gone up a little bit, this is hardly going to stop people from still wanting to take a vacation as soon as they can. I don't think this is going to stop people from getting the new car when they can get the new car. This is not going to stop people from getting the house they want because they want to have a den now on 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms plus a den, which is going to be the office at home. This isn't going to stop people from doing this. Is this going to stop people from being remote working? It's not going to. No, 4% inflation is not going to stop you. And the fact too is that a lot of you have probably done your budgets again and again and again, like I do and Jennifer does. And you probably figure, if we're going to stay at home, my wife and I are going to work from home together, and we have more time with our children. We now share more responsibility to raise the kids, get them to school, pick them up. One of us drops them off, one of us picks them up. We aren't commuting in and out of the offices anymore, either by driving or driving and commuting, whatever it is. We're saving money. We're not spending money to park our car downtown anymore. We're not spending money to buy train tickets to get to work. We're not spending money on lunches in downtown restaurants anymore. We're not, we're just not spending the kind of money we used to spend on our Monday to Friday life. 4% inflation rate. So what? I'm not spending money on restaurant meals. I don't have to worry about that anymore. I'm not spending money on other expenses that have gone up in price. I'm not using them anymore. My entire shift in my world, in my economic life, has completely transformed in the last year, and will stay that way going forward. We have both decided that we like this lifestyle, and many of you out there, I'm not necessarily my viewers, but some of you perhaps, but zillions of people out there in Canada, US, and elsewhere have decided, especially in the US, we're moving. We're getting out of suburbia, wherever, or downtown, wherever, and we're going out to the country. We're going south. We're going west. We're going wherever it is you're headed, but we're going elsewhere. We're going to where we want to live, not where we've had to live. And this is a huge difference going forward for many, many, many North Americans and Europeans. We're going to live where we want to live now, rather than where we had to live. This is a generational mega change, mega generational change. I can see where families with children are moving to, let's say, Florida, to be closer to grandma and grandpa, who are retired in Florida now, and or Arizona, or other warmer places like Texas and what have you. There are families moving where grandma and grandpa have moved to retire, and grandma and grandpa couldn't be happier. They couldn't be more delighted that the grandkids are now within 20 miles of where they live, where they retire to. They don't feel as separated anymore from the kids and the grandkids. This is happening. I'm convinced of it. The real estate prices are screaming at me, going, "This is exactly what's happening around this little town where I'm at." Little old Creston, British Columbia, the prices around here have been surging for housing. I would say that the average price increase in little old Creston and the area around me here in the last year, since last year, February to now, I would say the average house has gone up at least 35, 40% in value, at least. And that's because Out of towners are coming in here. Our house right next door sold to a couple from Richmond, Vancouver, Richmond, British Columbia. That's Vancouver. That's a suburb of the city of Vancouver. Now, Vancouver has the second highest real estate prices in all of Canada. An average detached, semi-detached home in Vancouver, I believe, is 1.2 million now, 1.1 million. It used to be 15 years ago, you could buy a house in Vancouver for $400,000. 1.1 million as your average. So these folks here, from what I understand, they sold a townhouse, and I bet you they raked in 900 plus grand, and here they are here. The house next door, under 350. So they're doing all right. They're spending some money on that house. They've got contractors coming in there. They got some groundskeepers coming in there. They didn't just move in. Now they're fixing it up to make it the way they want because they got money to do it. Well, that's what's happening around here. We've got people coming in here from all over the place who are going, hey, what a beautiful place. Uncle Bruce is here. Uncle Bruce and Jen, occasionally you can spot them at the Timmy's, and we can take pictures of them when they're out and about. And what a glamorous couple we can see. I mean, my God, why would we not want to live here? When you can see a couple of this caliber hanging around your neighborhood, why would you not want to see Uncle Bruce and Jen go? This is just us the other day grocery shopping. I mean, there you go. I mean, we're talking about living the high life. Here we are the other night, just out and about, and oh man, we're a popular couple around here. It's fantastic. So I'll tell you, this area here is heating up, and so yeah, we got new neighbors, and the whole region around here is just heating up beautifully. Fantastic stuff. No complaints, and this is happening across Canada. It's happening across the United States. A whole bunch of people's lives have completely changed, and I think a lot of you guys probably have heard of someone or know of someone. A relative of yours. You've heard talk within the family, extended contacts, former coworkers, people you've known since college. I bet you all of you out there are aware of someone is moving. Yep, and people's lives have changed. AB says a new economy that's coming with more leisure, socializing, work from home, etc. The next generation will be better adjusted, less stressed, and wealthier. I agree. I absolutely agree. Get out of the rat race if you can. Man, fantastic. And absolutely get the best here. I'm thinking about selling my house now for 1.2 million. I have a waterfront property. Cashing in. People are cashing in, and I'm getting the questions put right to me. People are asking me, look, if I sell my house at the stupid price, I mean, I know that my neighbors sold their house for 150,000 more than they thought they were going to get, and that was a high price already. I'm looking at my house thinking, oh my gosh, if my house is worth anywhere near what these other houses are selling for all around me, I got a whole bunch of equity here. What should I do, Bruce? And people are asking me, if I walk out with $500,000 equity, what do I do next? And there are options. And one of them is to consider renting a place. And whether you stay in town or not, it's up to you. But there are people who are thinking, I could get out of here and I could go to where I really want to be. I want to be in cottage country. I want to be where it's warm. I want to be where it's where there's a lake. I want to be away from the rat race. I want to move to Arizona. I want to move to Texas. I want to move to Florida. I want to move to whatever it is. But where I'm going, it's going to be cheaper to live than where I am now, because I do not need to be in this rat race world that I'm in at this moment in time. And I'm saying, well, maybe you should rent for a year and figure it out, or a couple of years, and bank the dough and put the money to work for you. And people are watching me going, you know what, I can do that. Watching Bruce and just listening to him and other YouTubers and just learning about the market. Why don't I have my money work its ass off rather than me? Why should I be the one putting in 80 hours a week to make a go of it? Because after deductions and all my expenses just to do what I'm doing here, I have so little left for myself and I'm exhausted. Why don't I cash out here, sell off a bunch of crap I don't need anymore, and change my life, whether it's you yourself, or whether it's you and your wife. You might be now empty nesters. This is a change. This is the big moment now. It's moved up a decade in front of you. It's come to you right now. you're still working, but you're going to work remotely. All you need is internet. You now realize wherever I go, as long as I have internet, I can do it. You're beginning to figure out, I don't need this anymore. I don't need to be paying this property tax, this property insurance, worry about theft in the neighborhood, or crime, or traffic jams and potholes, I want out. I want out. I want a simpler life, and I'm going to take this equity and I'm going to make it work for me. And if you make it work for you, you might find that I don't need to work full time anymore. I only need to work about 20 hours a week. If I work 20 hours a week, apart with what my money is doing for me, I have a very nice lifestyle. I've just eliminated the need to work 60 hours a week for any moron boss that I don't want to have anything to do with anymore. This is liberating for me. And many of you are beginning to tell me that on these one-on-one chats we're having, and we're trying to figure out together. Well, here's some options for you to consider. Maybe you'll incorporate an LLC now that will be an investment company that you are the owner of, and maybe you and your wife own and control, and you're employed by that company, and you're in effect investing money into that company, putting it to work, which you're managing, and it pays you it rents a place that you sublet from it. And so it rents a house somewhere, or an apartment or a condo, or wherever you're moving to. It's the entity that rents whatever you're renting, and then it rents to you space in its business. And maybe you play the game that way. And now the corporation has write-offs off the top, and it has income coming in from you partially, and it doesn't get all the money every month it needs to cover the rent. So it has to pay its own rent, but that's, again, pre-tax. And now all of a sudden, a whole bunch of your expenses have gone pre-tax off the top through the corporation, and you're just paying a sublet rent figure, a flat amount per month, and that's because you're working on the side part-time, and you're making your payment that way. All of a sudden, you do the math and you do the tax math, and you have a tax advisor to help you with this, and says to you, well, you've got a corporation here, and you're working part-time, your wife is working part-time from home, fair enough, you have legitimate expenses there and deduction, and then this entity, and you've structured it like that, and now you're working the money inside the entity from the sale of your house and all that stuff you got rid of. There's a whole bunch of tax advantages here. And even if the company makes a lot of money, the corporation, because your money makes money, your corporation is paying a corporate rate of taxation, much lower than a personal rate of taxation, of course. And you may find that, well, we need to incorporate our company from this state, or in that state, or in that state. You'll figure that out too. It's a whole new world you've got to explore now. Welcome to the one-on-ones with Uncle Bruce on Saturdays and Sundays, where we just go over your whole world and the what if. What if I did this? What would it be like? What if I did that? What would that be like? What would be the pluses and minuses if I did that? How would that change my life? How would that change my earnings, my taxation, my future? I didn't think I could go to Ocala, Florida until I was 65 years old. I didn't think so. I'm 44. I could go now. What am I waiting until I'm 65 for? Why? Why don't I go now? I want to live in South Miami. I want to live in the Keys. I want to live in Galveston. I want to live in, I don't know where you want to live. Where do you want to live? Where do you tell me where you want to live? Do you want to live outside the United States? Do you want to live in the Caribbean? Do you want to live in Mexico full time? You want to live in Costa Rica? You want to live in somewhere in Mexico? You want to live in Europe? You want to live in? Do you want to travel the world for a while? Maybe you've decided, you're thinking, Bruce, screw this moving to someplace else. Why don't I just sell everything and be a nomad for a while? Why don't I travel the world for a while? This traveling thing is going to open up pretty soon. Why don't I start traveling? And all I need is internet. I got my laptop. I got my phone. I can get a new laptop if my laptop falls down. I can buy another one anywhere in the world. I mean, what's the big deal here? I'm in business wherever I am, and if I am liquid with capital, and I just have it in. I've maxed out my retirement savings, and I just happen to have it in a savings account. I can draw on it for a year, but I'm working. If I'm working, I'm not going to be drawing on it. I'm going to be adding to it. But I'm not going to be spending the kind of money I used to spend from where I was. I'm going to be spending money where I'm going, but I'm not going to be staying in the Ritz-Carlton in downtown Paris. I will be in Paris for 2 months in an Airbnb. And it doesn't have to be the fanciest five-star Airbnb in the world. I can be in Frankfurt for a month or two, or I want to be in Vienna for a month. I want to be in Zurich, Switzerland for a month. I want to discover Europe like I didn't when I was a college graduate. I didn't do that summer backpack trip. Never did it. I should have done it back in the 80s or 90s. Well, the wife and I are going now. We are going, we're going to Europe, and we're going to discover Europe for the next year, the world for the next 2 years. We'll come back to States from time to time, visit family and friends. Oh, yeah. But we'll meet up with family and friends on the road. That's what's going to really happen. We know that our kids are going to fly over to Frankfurt because they got a super cheap air ticket. And we'll be in Frankfurt to meet them for a week. We'll get together for a week or two with them and have some fun in that region. Then they go back home, and then we continue on. This is the new world. This could be your new life. There is no limit to it. Do not limit yourself. You can go anywhere and do anything. Don't hold back. Anyway, folks, thank you for joining me. The Dow is down 101 points. Whoop-de-doo. No big whoop here. S&P down 24. NASDAQ down 162. There's nothing to worry about here. We do not see a real ugly opening. It is just not evident. The Dow is going to open down 0.3 of 1%. Really? That's all you got. That's it. That's the whole thing. That was your whole plan. That was your plan. Getter. That was your plan. What movie is that from? S&P down 26, NASDAQ down 161. There's nothing to worry about here. 146.46 on GameStop. It's down 50, 60 cents. So what? No big deal. IPOE 1521 up 4 cents on the morning. Doing pretty good, these two stocks, considering we're in a theoretical sell-off in the market. Give me a break. Fred, how you doing, buddy? Thank you for this donation. Hi, Bruce. I learned yesterday that my 7 years long relationship was over. Thank for bringing some light into some spheres of my life. There you go. It's a new chapter. You move on. You move forward, and you take control of your life, and you say, you know what? Sometimes things happen out of the blue and unexpected, and that means it's a new chapter in your life. That's what it is, because that's really what it is. Like it or not, embrace it and move on. Let's go. Anyway, there you have it. How do you feel about pancakes? Personally, they disgust me, says Waffle Raptor. Deep thoughts. Very good. Thank you, everybody. Buy more GameStop. Oceanfront property in Arizona. I like that. Waffles are toastier. I love waffles. Oh my gosh. I want to talk to you today about options. I want to talk about options today. I've got some thoughts on this. We've been going over this now all week, and I want to talk more about it. AB, I always think it's funny. People say stuff like, the future is you own nothing. You mean like billionaires do? Least depreciating things, invest more cash in appreciating assets. Sounds cool to me. Look, you rent a place, you don't pay the property tax, you don't pay the maintenance, you don't have to worry about a leaky faucet, the landlord's problem. You don't have to worry about if there's a hurricane coming through town and it's going to flood the place out, you move out before it gets there. You don't have to worry about the damage cost of the place because it's not your furniture. This is there's something to be said about this. Wally, Uncle Bruce, can you do a quick explainer on why the economy is politics and politics is the economy? They know it, but they don't want us to even think it through. I know people say to me, don't talk politics, but cover the markets. Tell me everything about the stock market, but don't be political. Yeah, okay. Trick questions. I get this. Thanks for the wisdom, Bruce. Thank you, Bruce. You made me cry. It means a lot to me, folks. You know what? Some of the stuff, that comes in front of us sometimes can really knock us for a loop, good or bad. And I got to tell you, you've got to think ahead sometimes, and sometimes you have to think about yourself as in a third person. You have to you got to get out of your body and just kind of look up, come from above, look back down on yourself, and ask yourself: is that person doing it right? or what options does that person really have, or that couple, or that family? I mean, how many families out there are there where mom and dad are in their mid 30s, university graduates, just starting a family now with one kid or two. They got student debt up to the wazoo. They have mortgages. They've got car payments. And they're addicted, and they're completely hostages of their employer. They're complete hostages of their employer, and they're praying that they don't get laid off. They're just, oh God, I hope I don't get laid off. What kind of world is that? What kind of security is that? Yet people all around them, they are enablers, the relatives and friends, well-meaning people, are all saying, "Oh, you're doing it right. You're building your career, and you're building equity in your home, and you're solid. You're becoming a solid member of the community, and blah 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 blah." And then they look at themselves and go, "Are we happy? Is this the life we wanted when we were in college together? Is this it? Is this what it's all about?" You get that midlife crisis moment. Are the kids doing well? Are the children doing as well as they could be doing? Are we doing as well? Are we giving to the kids what we really wanted to give to the kids, or what we feel we should? Or are there issues? Are children not doing so well? Are there anger issues, behavioral issues? Are there just stuff we're ignoring because they're just kids? No, that's not it. How about yourself, your stress level? How about your ability to cope? Are you sleeping well? How's your appetite? How's your weight? How's your physical conditioning? It might be more than just, oh, I got to change jobs, or, well, we got to make some adjustment. It might be like, no, we got to change everything. We take this pancake and flip it over. It's all wrong. There's too many wrongs to make it right. Why don't we do this instead? And this instead can be done. You just have to want it, and you have to believe in yourself to get it. And the only person you have to convince is the one in the mirror. Just talk to that person and go, okay, I'm getting my life back. This life I have here it's a dead ender. I mean, I'm looking forward. What's my possibilities the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years? And these possibilities, how many people am I leaning on to be able to get these goals and objectives? And are they really there for me? Is this really going to work for me? Because what is their goals and objectives? Why would they want to bring me along with their success? Maybe I should be my own successful person. I should take control of me and my existence with my family. These are discussions of life. What can I say? We all go through it, and welcome to the real world, those youngsters out there who don't know what I'm talking about. John Larson, should we be concerned with the possible war in Israel, that its effect on the market crashing? Please share your thoughts. Well, what happens if Iranians step up with all of their terrorist groups? What happens if a whole bunch of other countries simultaneously attack Israel at the same time? Do you think the U.S. will be drawn into a Mideast war? Yes. Will American youth be sent over there? Yes. Will that affect you and your family? Yes. Think about that. Yeah. Will it affect Europe? Yes. Will it affect the economy? Uh-huh. Yeah, this is serious crap. You can ignore it all you want. You can turn the channel and go, I don't want to watch stuff happening in Tel Aviv. I don't care about that. You better care. You better really care. Reagan cared. Boy, did Reagan ever care. He had his boys over there. He had his Marines over there. And everything looked great, and the American thinking was, with us there, everything will be stable now. We're in Beirut. We're going to calm things down in Lebanon, and that'll calm things down between Jordan and Israel and the other countries around here. It'll all be fine. Everything was great until the first thing in the morning when a truck showed up, loaded up with ammunition, loaded up with bombs, drove right through the security gate, right to this 12-story building that all these Marines were still sleeping in, and it just blew itself up, and the entire building came down. And then Reagan figured out, oh, I better get them the hell out of there, and he cut and run like a chicken, like you cannot believe, because he knew, I'm not going to leave these boys sitting ducks. Are you kidding me? These are targets. What am I doing? He woke up and he got them the hell out of there. No one accused him of cutting and running, but in future generations, any president that would have done that would have been accused of cutting and running, and he did. He got the hell out, and they had a bunch of graves that had to be dug up in Arlington for these guys. Unbelievable. Yeah, you better care about what's going on in Israel. This is a tip of an iceberg. That is not good. Bruce is preaching. Oh no, Antoinette, housing market is crazy here too, and I'm in the middle of getting my license. I'm still young, so I'll ride this for a while. It's wild and wacky. I did that once on an acid trip back in high school, Bruce. I was floating about my body. It was surreal. There you go. We're open now for the market. We are opening up here. What is going on right now on this market morning? The Dow is starting off with a 473-point drop. Hello. The S&P down 36 and NASDAQ down 176. Now the Dow's down 142. So we're just starting off here. The market will quickly reload and come on up. We just have to be patient. Give it about 5 minutes, and the market will tell us what's really going on here. GameStop 146.92. I'm not even sure if that's accurate. Let me take a look at my quotes right now. Let's follow this together. IPOE 1539, up 22 cents on 228,000 to start the morning. That's just lovely. GameStop is 146.20, down 72 cents. No big whoop. 74,000 first trade. No big deal. The Dow down 122, down 103. The Dow components are opening up here. Each of the 30 stocks will start trading here shortly as they get their market orders figured out. Down 97 on the Dow. No big whoop. S&P down 22. NASDAQ down 149. The headline is stocks take a hit as the trading opens. Really? 97 points? That's what you got? That's it? A 0.29% drop? That's taking a hit? Man, what do you call a bad day? What do you call a disaster? What do you call Armageddon? I mean, geez, these headlines are ridiculous. I know you folks aren't falling for these headlines. You're smarter than that, and I commend you. AMC 1020 up 15 cents. We're not seeing across the board sell-offs. We're just not. Yes, Home Depot's down 350. Okay. IBM down 67 cents. Oh, let me start crying. Microsoft down 267. Apple down 187. Getting cheaper at 124, isn't it? Apple's becoming quite the buy here. Looking good. Tesla down 893. Hardly a disaster over there. What else have we got going? The cruise lines are off fractionally. Amazon down $36 to $3,187. Facebook down $3.44, and Google down $36 a share. Okay, that's our opening salvo. Everyone's allowed an opening salvo. Let's see what happens. All right. Let's take that off the screen. Let's move on. Sorry. What else have we got going on here? Welcome one, welcome all to the show, and thank you for tolerating Bruce's rant this morning. Hope you don't mind too much. Here we go. Red Ginger Snaps, Antoinette, OTZ, same here. Personal trainer, health and wellness coach, and soon to be a realtor. Best of luck to you. Saved by the bell. Let's say self-employment is my real world. T2 before this casino opens. Let's move up to the opening here. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here. Bring on the plunge. Let's see. Tony's happy. I took that message off of there. What's going on now? We're down 97 on the Dow, down 23 on S&P, down 135 on NASDAQ. Social Capital, IPOE, up 28 cents at 15.45. We've got GameStop at 145.48, down $1.44. Volume on GameStop to start the morning, 109,000 shares. No selling wave coming in here. It's very quiet. IPOE is opened up with 304,000 shares. Rather quiet. AMC now 1017, up 12 cents on 2.9 million to start the morning. There you go. There's your opening start. Not too bad considering the world is supposedly ending. What can I say? Slick Soul saying, come on, IPOE, let's jump up. Let's talk about contracts. Let's talk about options. Options, call options, and everything else. First of all, people ask me all the time, what do you think I should do? How should I do this? What should I do? If you're into these Spacs that I'm recommending, that I like, that I've listed here, if you like these Spacs and you think that there's some real upside here in the next 6 months, once these entities all merge into their, with these private companies and they get this additional funding through the PIPE financing that each of them have arranged, they're going to be cash rich the minute they start trading on the New York Exchange. Some of these entities might have a pop right off the go. They might, in the first 30 to 60 days, move up into the $15 to $20 to $25 range. There could be a nice little capital gain happening here. Now, there's nothing wrong with buying any of these stocks at various prices. You see them anywhere from $9.80 to $15, depending on which one you're looking at. Yeah, I absolutely tell you that if you can afford to buy these and hold on to them for the next 6 months to a year, I think you can do very nicely. I think you're going to see a moment in time during that run time where you can be very happy. And it might only take 60 days. It might take 90. It might take 180. But somewhere in that range, you're going to have, I think, a nice little pop. But there's another way to take advantage of it. On top of owning the shares themselves, another way to do it is buy call contracts. The trick of it is, though, call contracts have one nasty little habit. They only have a certain lifespan, and then they disappear from existence. A contract, in this case, is a dated contract. And so these call contracts, when you acquire them, you can acquire contracts that die very shortly from now, maybe this Friday, next Friday, the week after. Every Friday, call contracts expire. You can, however, invest in contracts that have quite a long lifetime. And that is something I have recommended for you to look at in the cases of these SPACs, where if you're picking up Gore's Holdings, for example, it's sitting at 1134 right now. If you can pick off, buy some $12 contracts or 13s or 14s or 15s, heck, even up to 1750, you can buy contracts up to those prices, and they're good for at least 6 months from now to like up to a year and a half from now, somewhere from 6 to 18 months from now. That's the window you want to be in to hold contracts. Now, if you're trying to buy the cheapest possible call contract on a Gore's Holdings position, you're probably going to buy a contract, say a 6-month contract, that is way out of the money from here. That gives you the cheapest contract. The problem, of course, is you have the shortest amount of time in the 6-month or longer window I'm talking about, and you're the furthest away from the market. So you've got two things working against you. Not as much time as you could have, and you're way out of the money. But the price might be right. But sometimes the price isn't right. Sometimes you have to pay more to get much more. And keep in mind that if you do buy a Gore's Holdings contract that is exercisable at, say, $12 a share, you might pay a higher premium for it. Well, there's not might. You will pay a higher premium for it, especially if it's 6 months to a year and a half old, a year and a half out. But what you will get is you will get instantaneous movement of your contract if that stock starts to go higher. And that's the key with regards to an option contract. You want to be rewarded as much as humanly possible, as quickly as humanly possible, because there's a time element always against you on a contract. The last thing you want to do is be correct on a stock move, but lose money because you bought a contract that was too far out from the money and you didn't have enough time to take advantage of the gain. I've seen it in my career where I've had it happen to myself, and I've had it happen to clients where the purchase is made, a call contract is purchased, it's 1 or 10 or 20 or 100, and everything is correct. Everything worked out. The stock went up just like expected, and the corporate news came out like expected. Everything worked out, but the contract buyer lost money because it was an out-of-the-money contract with not enough time to take advantage of the gain. That is the cardinal rule that you do not break when you're an option buyer. So you've got to give yourself time. So the further out of the money you are, you better have way more time than you think you'll need, maybe double the amount of time. You've really got to be uber cautious. So buying a Gore's Holding $12 call contract that expires in the next 6 months is a safe bet if you believe the stock can reach $15 to $20 a share in that time frame. If you're buying a $15 call contract in Gore's Holdings for 6 months, you're taking a chance that the stock can reach that 15 level, which is the break-even level, just book value level. But if you're paying, say, $1.50 for the contract, 6 months out, $15, you need actually $16.50 to hold the line, to just the break even ultimately. So you've better be right at more than $5 move, more than a $5 move. It's 11. Let's say it's 11.50 right now. So stock's 11.50. It has to go to 16.50 in order for you to guarantee a break even in the next 6 months. You need a $5 move from here just to guarantee yourself a break even. On a $12 contract, you go from 11.50 now to say 16.50. Your 12.50 contract is $4 in the money. And if that happens in the last week of your contract's life, there won't be any time premium on it, but you've got $4 book value. You pay $1.50 today or $2 today to get that contract. You might at least still have a double on your hands. Not a bad worst case scenario to be right. Of course, if Gores goes from $11.50 to $20 a share, and by the way, it's been over 25 so far in its existence as a Spac. But if it reached $20, a $12 call will have an $8 book value. If you're paying $2 to get it now, you're looking at a 400% gain on book value. If the shares were kind enough to give you a move to the $20 level within a week of merger being completed, let's say a month from now or 6 weeks from now, the stock's at $20, and you still have 4 months of time left on that call, it won't be trading at $8. It'll be trading at 10. And you've made a 5-time return, assuming you're paying $2 for the contract. I don't know what the price of the contract is. I'm not looking at the options chain. I'm just talking theory. Of course, if you have a $15 call contract and it goes to $20, you're $5 in the money, and it costs you maybe $1 to buy it instead of $2 to buy the 12. You've made 5 times your money. It's the same ratio. Notice how that works. Same ratio. So sometimes going further out in exercise price doesn't do you any good, but other times it can do you very nicely. If you can buy a, let's say, 1.5 year long contract, 18-month time frame or 14-month time frame or 12 months of life, then you can pick off a 15 or a 16 or a 17 for pennies. You can get it for under $1. You can buy some of these at 50 cents each or 40 cents each. Now there is leverage. There might be some leverage here of significance. You might have a scenario where I got an $18 Gore holding call contract for 40 cents and the shares reach $22. That's a $4 contract. That's 10 times my money. There's leverage here. It goes to $26 a share. I got an $18 deal here. I got a $6 contract. There's some real nice leverage to be had. Now, how many did you buy? Did you buy one contract? Cost you $40. You spent $40. You bought 10 for $400. Well, if you buy 10 contracts and they end up being worth $600 a piece, that's $6,000 for 400. Happy? Yeah, 15 times your money. Yeah, it adds up. You can, limit yourself. That's the best part about an option is you can limit the risk by saying, I'm going to spend $500 on a call contract on some of these Spacs. $500 per Spac is what I'm going to do. Only $500. And if one of them goes from that $500 investment to $5,000, I have paid for up to 10 different Spacs. It's covered all 10. Right here, there's 6 or 7 of them right now. So one of them does that. You've made money on all of it. So not a bad strategy to employ. You limit how much money you put in any one deal, but you make sure that what it is you buy gives you enough time to enjoy the upside and you get some leverage out of it. You have to do some research. You have to do some digging. You got to look at the option chains to see which one you're going to get, which ones you want to pick off. You may buy just the one contract only. It might be I buy two $2.50 cost contracts, but they are 12s and they're good for 8 months. And if the shares go to $25, I got a $13 book value contract, maybe a $15 market price contract. It's at 15. I paid $2.50. I'm up 6 times my money. I'm happy with that return. Then put your money into just 2 call contracts at $2.50 a piece and say, done with it. On the other hand, some of you are out there going, I'd rather have 10 or 15 contracts. I'll go further out on price, but I'll also do the 8-month time frame. I might be able to get 8 or 10 or 12 contracts for $500. I'm buying them at 60 cents each or 50 cents each or that type of thing. I'm going to play that game. But I'm going to do that with all of these Spacs. Every one of these that Bruce is recommending, I'm going to buy these Spacs to that amount of money. It might be $1,000 per Spac. It might be $2,000 per Spac. It's your budget. It's up to you. Some of you will just buy one contract in each one of them. You'll buy one contract for $40, $50, $80, $100 a contract, depending on which one you're getting. And from time to time, when you have a little extra money, you're going to buy another contract in each of them. And you're slowly going to pick off a contract. Every time you buy a contract, you are in control, or you're going to enjoy the upside, hopefully, of 100 shares per contract. So if you can buy 5 contracts over the next few months in some of these Spacs or next few weeks or days, and you can score 5 contracts. That's a 500 share position that you're taking without buying 500 shares. At 500 shares at $10 a pop, it's a $5,000 investment. If you can do that for $500 instead of $5,000, you get my drift. You are controlling a lot of paper with not a lot of money, and you're risking your downside to just the money you've put up. But you have to buy into the notion and into the risk that if I buy call contracts that are out of the money for 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, 9 months, 10 months, I could lose all of it. I could. But I like the idea of getting in now before these SPACs merge and become these public companies. I want in now. I want to take advantage of this deal now. I want the leverage now. And I've got 6 to 8 to 9 or months or a year from now to see the reward. And if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. I might only break even. I might only make 50% of my money. I might lose half my money. I might lose all of it. I might make double. I might make triple, quadruple. I don't know. But your downside is what you put into it. That's the deal. And welcome to the market. Let's continue on here. Maniscalco Frank. How you doing there, buddy? Uncle Bruce, please call me Frank. But was wondering, hi Frank. I was wondering if you saw GameStop's bullish tweets last night. Think they're seeing good things with the vote. I only saw the one. I was only looking at the one a tweet that was listed or shown with the astronaut sitting on the moon holding a beer, I think it was. But the rest of them, didn't have time. I was in bed early last night, was pretty tired, and I just haven't had the time to look into it. But I did hear good things, and I feel very, very confident about the GameStop upside. I'm really excited about it. 144.62 today. It's a buy, down 230 a share. The Dow right now down 95 points. Recapping quickly, S&P down 18. NASDAQ down 114. We're not getting a bloodbath on this market. This is not enough selling to scare off market participants. All 3 indexes could be higher by the end of the day. This is not good enough as a sell-off to scare off the market. We may have an update when it's all said and done. IPOE is up 26 cents to 15.43. AMC up a dime. Gores Holdings down a penny. VG Acquisition up a penny. Fifth Wall down 12. Vector up 2. Navsite up 2 cents. Starwood down 2. Fortress down a nickel. Can you handle that risk? I can handle that kind of volatility, no problem at all. Francis, don't forget to look at the bid-ask spread on out-of-the-money options. If you are way out on your strike price, you will have some serious slippage. You lose when you buy and resell. Greed sometimes kills you. If you're trying to buy a contract, let's say on Gores Holdings, just using that as an example, you're trying to buy a call contract that is way out of the money. Maybe it's a $15 or a $16 call. And the bid ask is like 25 cents is the bid and 50 cents is the ask. Do not go in there and buy it at 50 cents. Do not do that. Go in there and bid 26. Just be a penny ahead of the buyer. And that's $26 a contract. You may or may not get it, but you have to be prepared to allow time to go by and not be out. Don't get sucked in to just pay the ridiculous offer price, because the offer price might be from a market maker, and the market maker is just putting an indication of a bid and ask in there, and the market maker will let buyers and sellers figure it out for themselves. But there might be a range of 20 cents or 30 cents or 10 cents being put out there that you have to consider. And go in there at 26 or 27. You can go in for a penny higher. If Gore Holdings is trading at like 11.50 right now, 11.42, and you're trying to buy, like I said, a 16 or an 18, and you're trying to get it really cheap, you might find that you're bidding 26 instead in front of the 25 buyer, and the shares drop 15 cents in the next hour. You might get hit with the buy. You might buy it. You might get it. But then you might find, as you're watching the market, you're watching the quote, you'll see the market shift from 26 bid, that's you, to 40 cents on the offer, right? Because you notice the stock going down. Stay at 26. You see the market go down again on the offer to say 35. It's 26.35. You're the bidder. Just sit there. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. You also have the option to say, I'm going to pull my order. I'm not going to pay 26 anymore. I'm going to pay 21 now. So you change your order to 21 cents. And in the meantime, you're lurking. in the weeds, going, okay, you may find that the market could have been 20 to 40. Now it's 21 to 40 because you're the 21 bidder. But 10 minutes later, there's an offer for sale at 25 cents. You change your order and go, I'll buy my 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, 20 contract, whatever it is you want. You'll change your order to 25 cents now, and you'll hit that bid. You'll nail it. There might only be 5 available. There might be 10 available. There might be 50 available. I don't know. All of a sudden, you got the contracts at the price you wanted or less than you were prepared to pay, because after all, you're looking for 6 months to a year of time to hold this contract. You pay what you want to pay. You do not pay what they're telling you to pay. Do not play that game. You put in a bid just ahead of an existing bid, and it's an odd number. So if the market is 20 to 30 cents, go in at 21. The market is 45 to 65, going at 46. Just 1 penny higher. That's it. You're offering $1 more for a one contract, 100 shares times a penny higher. You're paying $1 more. Do not jump at the offer. Wait for it to come to you, because stocks fluctuate all the time. And you might get a dip in the market, which dips the contract down to you. And now you pay the price you're comfortable with paying, whether you're buying 1 or 10 or 20 or 100 contracts. All right. I want to hit 500 shares of GameStop. Let's see here. Bruce is lurking in the weeds. I love lurking in the weeds. This is how you make money. You don't overpay. You make money by not overpaying. When you're a contract writer, when you're selling a call contract against the position you have, you don't hit the bid. You offer 1 penny below the lowest offer. You're the lowest offer, but you're way up here. You're not the guy hitting the bid. You're not going to give up 20, 30, 50 cents a contract by being an eager seller. No, you're letting the contract buyer come to you. And so you're just ahead of the selling price if you're comfortable with it. So if the market is $8.50 to $9 and you're trying to sell a contract and take a position, let's say GameStop, trying to sell a GameStop contract, you don't offer it. You don't sell it at $8.50. You offer it at $8.95 or $8.97. You're just underneath the $9 offer. That's what you do. If you have to play it in nickels, you're offering it at $8.95. And if you see another offer coming in at $8.90 because the market is going down, you offer it at $8.85. You're always up there. You don't go down 50, 60 cents. You take 50 cents less on a one contract right. You just gave away a $50 bill. Why are you doing that? And if you've got 10 contracts you're trying to sell, you're giving up $500. You don't want to give up $500. So you want to be on the offer when you're a seller. You want to be way down with the bidder, just ahead of the bidder if you're a buyer. This is called making money when you open your position, whether you're an open buyer, open to buy, or open to sell. You do that. Same thing when you're buying and selling stock. Do not give away pennies and nickels and dimes and quarters. Don't be doing that. Be the cheap buyer and be the greedy seller. Just sit there and offer it. Say, it's here. You want it? Come and get me. You want to give it to me? Give it to me down here. You take these extra. If you can make 20 cents on the buy and 20 cents more on a sell because you were disciplined and when you bought and when you sold, that is 40 cents on either a share or a contract. On a contract, that's $40. 10 contracts, that's $400 in your pocket. But on 1,000 shares, you were a tough buyer, 20 cents lower, and you were a tough seller, 20 cents higher. That's $400 on 1,000 shares. That's your money. That's your net money. What can you do with $400 per trade? If you're trading every month, twice a month, 3 times a month, we're talking thousands of dollars a year here. We're talking a lot of money that you are giving away by just hitting bids and offers. Don't be fooled by these spreads. Just a few thoughts for you. 15.35 on IPOE, up 18 cents. GameStop now 145.19. It is down $1.73. GameStop volume on the morning now 326,000. The low of the day 142.20. It's now 145.20 practically. So it's $3 higher than the low of the day on GameStop. IPOE, the low of the day 15.13 is now 15.33. It's up 20 cents from its low trade of the day. 555,000 volumes so far on IPOE. AMC 10.16 a share, up 11 cents on a volume of 6.8 million. It was as low as 10.03 this morning. It is now 10.16, 13 cents higher. AMC is a classic example where you can write $11 or $12 call contracts that expire this Friday, next Friday, the Friday after, whatever one you want, and you can bring in quick revenue, quick premiums. Maybe you'll only bring in 20, 30 cents, or you can bring in for like a 6-week, 8-week call, you might be able to bring in 80 cents to $1.25, depending on which contract you're writing. This is good cash. If you can bring in 10 to 15% of the value of the stock by offering a contract for like a month and a half, that is a good move. That is a really good, you annualize that, and that is serious money coming in your hands, which you can use. If it's free to you and it's sitting in your cash, that option expires, that's all your money. Buy more AMC shares. The more you buy, the more you're taking off the market. The more you take off the market, the higher the stock, because there's fewer stock to play around with others. If you've got 5,000 shares of AMC and you can bring in $1,000 a share every 5 or 6 weeks, you're bringing in $5,000 every 5 or 6 weeks on AMC. Let it pay you for holding it. Nothing wrong with that. Same thing to be said with GameStop. The SPACs that I'm talking to you about, you're going to be an option writer eventually, but not now. Right now, you're long the options because you're waiting for the mergers to be done and all the news to come out from the merged companies. You're going to be an option writer on all of these SPACs. Once they are trading in that $20, $30, $40 range, you'll be writing contracts against your SPACs. These SPACs will make you money now on the run up, and then sustain that by giving you money as you write contracts going forward and take in premiums. So it's a two-step process. Stick around for the ride. It could be a lot of fun. Let's see how it goes. Let's see. Let's have some fun here. What's going on? Uncle Bruce is killing me today. Bruce is the king of slippage. Old school OG. Volume is quiet. Let's see. Let's have a great day. I can see Bruce smoking a pipe with a cool robe. Enjoy the day, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you, all of you, for popping in and seeing us and hanging around with us. Appreciate it. Bruce, I need your help with options. I have 20 VIX Callow options or call options. I have 20 VIX call options. Strike price 30 for the 19th of May. 19th of May. Oh, boy. I paid, what is it, 115? Now they are 57 cents. How much will I get for one contract when the VIX is over 30 at the 19th of May? Okay, I have 20 call options at $30 for May 19th. I paid $1.15. They're now 57 cents. How much will I get for one contract when the VIX is over 30 at May? I don't know how much you're going to get. It's a question of how far over 30 it is or wherever it's at. Where is it at now? Where's the VIX now? I'm not even sure where the VIX actually is. The VIX, let me take a peek here. Is the VIX here somewhere? Let me see. Markets. The VIX 2324. Is that where it is right now? Is the VIX at 2324? If that's the one you've got, you're out of the money. You need a serious move between now and May 19th. I don't know if you're going to get it. And they can't expire on the 19th. There's no way. They expire next Friday or this Friday. They don't expire. They're not expiring today. So something's not. S. Mueller, I'm not quite getting what you're saying to me here. But you're out. If I'm reading it right, you're out of the money. Just saying. Anyway, I'm doing the best I can. Folks, thank you for being here. Thank you for following me. Frantic, this is why we watch you, Uncle Bruce, and not some YouTube stock kids. We learn more here in a day than we can from other channels in a year. Very valuable information. Thank you all. I hope it's working out for you. And I hope you're going to be okay. Thanks, Bruce, for giving me confidence to think I could do the SPAC flip contract writer. Stop buying options if you have no clue what to do. Geez, but when do I take my warrants? Hey, Bruce, it's nice to be back and watching you talking stocks. Can't wait for talking stories later this afternoon. Barry Jam. How you doing, Barry Jam? Let's see here. Hello, fellow GME folks. Today's going to be another fabulous day. 145.15 on GameStop, down to 177. IPOE up a nickel at 15.22. The Dow down 196, down at the low of the day right now. S&P down 32. NASDAQ down 163. Let's see. Watching everything else. Do I have time to buy into the SPACs? If I did it next week when I get paid, some with GameStop, I need to buy more. Can't tell my next. You know, that's the thing to 1984, the rocker. You buy stock when it's convenient for you, and you'll determine which ones you'll buy and which ones you won't. I can't tell you what's going to happen between now and next week. stock-wise, I'm just here. I'm just here watching like everybody else. When you get paid and you have some extra money, you'll figure it out, and you'll deal with it when it happens. And in the meantime, chillax, just relax and observe, watch, wait, get ready to strike, and that's it. That's all you need to do. IPOE 200 at $15.16. Filled. Well done. RIP, the person who bought this out of the money. Vix calls. Do not buy options. If you are new to this, you will get burned and burnt bad. It's an amateur trap. Again, you've got to be careful about the market in general and options in general. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm giving you my opinion on what I think is going on out there, what you could do. But if you're going to pick up any kind of call contracts on these SPACs, you've got to go way out. It cannot be 3 weeks out, 4 weeks out, a month out. No, you've got to be out to the end of the year into next year. You need time, lots of time. You'll pay a premium for it, but it's worth it. That's what you want to do. All right. Thank you, everybody. Let's see. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. FWAA is still below $11. I think it's a good SPAC. It's a great deal. The fifth wall acquisition deal. I like it. It's $10.60 a share, but it is 3 months out. That is the newest acquisition or newest add-on to my watch list. FWAA, but they are 3 months out before their deal is done. So that stock is going to fluctuate a lot between now and 2.5 months from now, just before that deal is a done deal. So we'll be watching that, of course, on an everyday basis. Okay, looks like the market's under a little more pressure right now. We've got the Dow down 229 points, S&P down 36, NASDAQ down 188. So social IPOE is at 1518 or 1517, unchanged. GameStop right now 144.13, down 325, the low of 142.20. So it has been $1.40 lower, 143.60 right now. So a little bit of a slump there. 375,000 volume, no volume to worry about. But these are going to fluctuate. These are dips, and take your chances on these dips if you like. Let's see. Let's go. Again, yeah, look, Coyote, I understand. You're not trying to scare anybody. You're just warning people, be careful about options. I agree. It's something you got to research, to look into, something to watch, and there's a strategy to minimize your risk. One of them is buy long out of the money calls, or long calls, maybe out of the money, but not too far out of the money. Pay a bit of a premium and avoid the time trap. Don't get caught with a contract that dies this Friday. Next Friday, you're asking the market to do something it may not be able to do at all. Anyway, there you have it. Erico, I need to go to sleep and wake up when I see ME and SoFi tickers in my portfolio. That's what I need. I picked up another 130 IPOE shares. I love these dips. 15.11 down 6 cents. It is a dip right now. Mike Brown has joined us as a brand new member of this channel. Mike, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the gang here. I'm glad you're here, and I hope you make a lot of money too. Thank you for joining us. Feds, anyone think that GameStop has been taking a bit too long in getting a CEO or no? Feel like they have, only my opinion. I don't know. I'm wondering if they're talking to 10 candidates and dropping it to 3, and then they're going to drop it to 1. This hire is really important. This hire is incredibly important, and I think the longer it takes, the better, because it tells me that they're not just jumping on the first person to say yes. They are being very particular about the kind of person they want to lead this company forward. This is a serious gig, and we need a serious person here. And I think that this company could really have a shot. This stock could really take a pop higher with the right person as CEO. And if this person is going to be the mouthpiece of the company, being the spokesperson for this company, you absolutely want the right person here. And it could well be that they are in really detailed discussions with a candidate or two, and that is why it is taking as long as it is. It is entirely likely that this compensation package is complicated and will reflect performance, serious performance for serious pay. I like it. I'm happy. I'm happy they're taking this long. I want this to be I want this to be the right person. And I'm thinking also that some people out there were thinking, oh, I might get the call and I might play hardball with these guys. And the company is coming up to a number of people going, here's the deal, take it or leave it. And they're finding that some people were looking for a quick ride, an easy, quick ride to make a few bucks. And Mr. Cohen is going, no, 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 no. I want performance for what we're offering. We can offer you millions in rewards, millions. You can become very wealthy being the CEO of my company. But I'm not looking for a figurehead. I'm looking for someone who can make it happen. And maybe they are doing some serious due diligence on these candidates, and they've got maybe 4 or 5 serious candidates on the roll right now. They're looking at, and they're kind of going, we didn't think we'd have 5 top-notch candidates, but we do. Now we got to pick the one we want, rather than we have an obvious choice. The others are all just in second place. This is the obvious choice. It might not be that way. They may say things differently, though, when they announce who it is. They'll say, oh, he or she was the obvious choice. But in reality, it wasn't that way at all. There may be a showdown between 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 candidates that have, come to the radar of this company. Yeah, it'll be. I like it. The longer it takes, I think it's good. All right, Uncle Bruce, VGAC, would you buy 1,000 shares at current price, or 10 call contracts with a $10 strike and an October 13 expiry? Current bid 90 cents, asking 130. Well, right now, if you want to buy 1,000 shares, I think you're talking about $1,000, aren't you? I think that's what you're doing. You're talking about buying $1,000 worth of stock or $1,000 worth of contracts. I think that's what you're doing here. If you did get 10 of these contracts, I don't like it that you're only looking at Octobers. Wait a minute. An October 13 expire. Okay. Sorry. All right. I like that. Actually, I do like that. Okay. It's October 2013. Sorry, I thought it was October 13th for whatever reason. If it's not October the 13th of this year, if it's October 2013, okay, then I like it. Then I like it a lot. Then I like the idea that maybe you can get these for 91, 92 cents, 95 cents, somewhere in that neighborhood. If you can get 10 of them, you're controlling 1,000 shares. I like that. If you're trying to buy 1,000 shares, you're spending 10 grand. That's different than spending 1,000 on the contracts. So yes, if you have $1,000, go with the options. You've got 1,000 shares of leverage here. I like that. Yeah, researching for years, I still think it's too risky. Only a small percentage of my portfolio. Let's see what's else. What's going on here? Hang on. Content, comments. Not sure what this means. A resident flea is saying, hey, Uncle Bruce and chat, everybody, did you notice GameStop's Twitter bio? They wrote all this stuff, arrows and stuff, BA star. Any gamers out there? That's the Konami cheat code for infinite money power. Sounds like a squeeze to them. Code, I don't know. Jane is saying, Mike Brown, welcome to the show. Welcome to the gang here. Welcome to the group. There's a great book called Understanding Options by Michael Sincere for people who want a more in-depth but still plain English overview of the options market. Philly Flasher says. Christopher's laughing. Oh, there's Mike. No, the longer it takes, the better to hire a CEO. Hey, Mike, are you in the clouds, man? Resident Flea, that's interesting. What's up, Dirty Mike? Welcome, Tim Apple. Hockey is terrible anyway, says Christopher. Conduit Cernero, you have $5,000 to invest. You want to learn about writing options. Book a weekend with Uncle Bruce and invest the other $400 right there. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Invest $400 here and then put $4,600 into the options market. Cool to hear, Resident Resident Flea Jane Doe. Haven't visited Twitter in a while, but caught my eye in a sec. Right there. Hello, Jennifer. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm busy this morning. I'm really busy here. Lots going on. Lots of comments and lots of things happening here.
66.39 on West Texas.
Yes, it's up $1.13-ish, something like that. Yeah, whatever.
And today they decide if Colonial Pipeline has to close. No, not Colonial. The
What are you talking about? What you talking about here, Willis?
Michigan
Oh, the pipeline from Canada to Michigan, the 5 pipeline.
What company?
Enbridge?
Enbridge. There it is.
Yeah. Should the Enbridge pipeline be shut down
Yes.
into Michigan? Well, that would be funny because if the pipeline got shut down, now Michigan would have an oil and gas crisis of the governor's own making because the governor is demanding that the pipeline get shut down. So no less oil and gas.
And all the way down to the southeastern United States and Ontario and Quebec, of course.
Well, no, the pipeline is running from Canada south. It's not from south north. It's north south. So Canada's sending excess fuel south.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. So that would make prices cheaper in Canada.
It went down and came back up under the lake.
No. This is going into Michigan. I believe this is going into U.S. consumption.
Oh, okay.
I think it is.
Some of ours.
I think it's export. I think it's an export issue, and this is for American consumers. And the Michigan governor is going to screw her own state because she's earning all these dollars from allowing this product to flow through.
And they use it to make petroleum products.
Yeah.
Like jet fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
At the pump is going to just.
Whatever the politics is in Michigan, whatever it is. But if you want to cut off fuel from Canada to the U.S. while you're having this problem with the Colonial Pipeline down and stuff, you're just compounding. Now you want lineups in Detroit for gas?
And not to put all the blame on her desk because they were told like a year ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
there is a dispute here.
I guess they felt they'd work better under pressure.
So, apparently, from what I know very little of it, but what I did hear last night was there is a new pipeline being proposed to be built from Canada through to Michigan, and it is going to be in a under the lake, in a tunnel.
Bigger, better, faster, stronger.
The pipe will be in a tunnel.
Yeah.
It's really as safe as you can get it. Environmentally safe as you can get it, but apparently, I don't know, permitting issues, delays. I don't know what the problem is with the Michigan governor. I don't know what the problem is with the Michigan legislature, state governor, the government. I have no idea. It's none of my business. I just go whatever. You want to cut oil off?
Dancing as fast as they can today.
Enbridge is dancing. Again, I don't know what the ramifications are for Americans. But my half-size brain goes, cut off oil from Canada to the U.S. More shortages in the U.S. Higher prices.
Well, and they're not cutting it off. They're cutting off the pipeline. So instead, you have to put it in trucks and trains.
Yeah, but you can't.
Which is so environmentally.
But you can't move as much. You can't move as much volume. So it is a cutback.
And it's way worse environmentally to put it in a truck or a train.
Yeah, one truck accident on a highway.
Well, and the carbon footprint.
And the carbon footprint of moving it there, and then a train having derailments.
Pipelines are the best environment.
It's unbelievable. There's a reason there are pipelines everywhere. I mean, everywhere. Anyway, what can I say? Bagel time.
Bagel time. Water's going to boil.
Water time.
Any minute now.
How about a fried egg?
Is it a fried egg today?
Some of that
fried egg Wednesday.
Some of that ham that big ham. Just slice some ham and
a little cheese.
Okay. That would be beautiful. If the ham could be warmed up a little bit.
Okay.
That'd be beautiful.
A little mustard for dipping in.
Nice. Ketchup, please. Nice. No mustard. No. And just butter on the bagel, please. Thank you so much. Oh, love it. 15.16 on IPOE down a penny. GameStop 145.53 down $1.39. That's all there is. What can I say? Canada has not chosen a new governor general yet, not that I know of. Let's see what else is going on. What do you think the IPOE is going to do? Just ballparking it. The IPOE has already been to $28 on the announcement of the SoFi takeover, or the SoFi taking over IPOE. That was $28. That was a month or two ago. It's going higher than that. Once the merger is done and it's all done, and $1.9 billion of cash is in the hands of the SoFi people with their banking charter that they're nailing down here, higher than 28. I'll go that far. How much money would you make if the stock went to $30 a share? Just figure it out. Talk amongst yourselves. How much money would you be worth if it was 30? Do you have enough stock? Anyway, there you go. For clarity, Bruce is suggesting buying options that have a long time until their expiration date, not options that are far out of the money. That is correct. I would prefer you to own contracts with a long expiration date on these Spacs minimum past the end of this year. That's at least 7-8 months in length into next year, at least. That would be 2022, even 2023, as some people are suggesting. Fine. Very good. Yes. Okay. Jane, residential flea. Yeah, I had to get off Twitter for a while. It was consuming me. Now I have Uncle B to consume my time. Let's see what's going on here. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, all of you, for being here. Let me just double check here. Oh my gosh, these comments, I can't keep up. Let's go. 2013. Here we go again. 2000. Oh gosh, that was 8 years ago. It was 2023, right? Oh man, I'm telling you, he's easy prey, isn't he? Bruce, are you drunk again? It's a time machine channel. October 2013. Remember, 2021. Dude's a time traveler. I've been, that's the thing. I'm in my Flux. I'm in my DeLorean all the time, and I'm jumping around back and forth. I lose track of where I am and where I'm at. I'm trying to tell you the future from the past and the past from the future, and thank you for being here. Rest in peace. There you go. October, you're having a rough week with these years. Made that mistake on the option question last time too. Blood sugar, man. You need a bagel. I need a bagel. That's it. I need a bagel. What the hey? Bruce is in 2013. He needs a bagel. Oh my God. Jen is working on it. It's okay. Jen is working on it. AMC $11 strike call option for next month is going for $1.39 right now. By the way, if anyone's interested in selling some contracts, I sold some for 103 a couple days ago. Now, there you go. That is a smart move right there. You can sell AMC $11 call options for $1.39. You get paid $12.39 if you get exercised. The stock is $10.37. Take the money, Arthur. Take the money. Oh, yes. Will I am. Hi, Jen from John. Thanks for the warm welcome, everybody, says Mike Brown. Conduit says, Jen, you're here. Save Bruce. Bruce, thanks. I did mean 1,000 shares at $9.90 or 10 call contracts at 10 with the December 17, 2021 expiry. Oh, my goodness. All right, so December 21 is this year, because this is May 2021, as much as I know. So there you go. Yeah, 10 call contracts. Absolutely. I'd grab those. Okay, time for a little rip. Let's see. Y'all write option questions that are clear as mud and get fuzzy when Bruce struggles to answer. Shrug. Auntie Jen, good morning. Auntie Jen, good day. Smart, see, and Switch, really smart. Uncle Bruce one-on-one will show all the way. Here we go. Good morning. New to Spacs. Can you explain the dilution that occurs when the mergers are complete? Eventually, Auntie Jane, hello. Auntie Jen, rest in peace. Good morning, Jen. Jen, good morning. What you talking about here, Willis? Good morning, Auntie Jen. A good time to buy a Tesla. Pipelines are the safest way to deliver petrochemicals. Absolutely. It's the safest way to move anything. Pipelines, of course. Absolutely. You know that we all have pipelines in our houses. We have sewer lines. Those are pipelines. We have gas lines. Many of you have gas lines. Some of you have oil lines to your homes. These are pipelines. They're miniature, but they're safe. What can I say? They need to recall that, Governor. Okay, guys, let's get some bagel predictions in here. Mike Brown, welcome to the asylum. Jane, the Tesla can hold? I've got a majority in a GameStop. Grape jelly, I'm feeling it. Ripping, I mean, it makes sense. I predict sesame, but maybe grape jelly and butter. She's just a terrible governor. 100, and she's shaking. Gretchen is a loon. Good morning, Jen. Orange hair will get in the way. Bruce, run the pipe down to Houston. We'll take your oil and make it into 1,000 different things. Exactly. How many American jobs depend on Canadian oil? You cannot believe how many hundreds of thousands of American jobs depend on Canadian oil. We're neighbors. We're friends. I don't know. I just don't know. How about the weather? Joe Biden won't allow that. I'm going folded egg on Wednesday, cheddar cheese, ham on a toasted sesame with butter. I think Conduit's got it nailed down here. Mike, Michigan will probably be getting a new governor pretty soon. The police chief is retiring and is likely favorite and will be friendly to oil and gas, and he'll be running as a Republican. Mr. Joshua, the pipe is back up to Michigan for you. Go Lions, says Best Bet. Bruce rants equals all meat special. I'm a pipeline protester. Build effing refineries already. Canada, $151 a liter at the pumps yesterday. I tell you, I think Canada should just build refineries and not export oil at all. Don't export any raw crude anywhere. Canada should just keep it in Canada, build its refineries, very environmentally friendly, the newest technology, and produce everything in Canada, petrochemicals, the plastics, fertilizer, medicines, everything in Canada, all the jobs in Canada, and just export finished goods at top price. That's just me, but then I'm old. What the hell do I know? Reminder, thumbs up. So you got this. I've tracked this for months. Governor Wilmer is a leftist authoritarian. I like to move it. He's definitely going protein today. Jane, Colin, I predict toasted sesame with 3 meats, cheese, and mustard mayo. Mike Brown, people are trying to kidnap Whitmer. Don't blame her if she's done trying to help people. Gates own railway. Give me my gosh darn bagel. I nailed it. The switch good. Ketchup laughing out loud. Colin, you can see Bruce's mouth water and eyes glaze over when he mentions the shaved ham. For God's sake, says Christopher. Imagine hearing this every day as a vegetarian. Oh my God, first member bagel time. JD thumbs. Colin, oops, both wrong. Need a mustard. What says the tar sands are the dirtiest oil of formed refined? No, it's not. The dirtiest oil is from California. The dirtiest oil is near Bakersfield in California. It's a very tarry substance. It's the worst oil in the world. The oil sands, they have perfected it to the point where they're reclaiming forest from the sand. They pull the sands out, and then they do all the thing, and then they put the dirt back, and then they build forests from it. They've gotten pretty smart up there, but nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to credit them.
No longer in danger.
What's that?
The hooping cranes are no longer in danger.
The hooping cranes up there are no longer in danger. They've really cleaned it up, but no one wants to give them credit for that. And again, I'm a fan of an electric car. I really am. Electric vehicles, yes, I'm a fan of that. I'd love to see the whole shift over happen in the next 10 years, 15 years, whatever it takes. Sooner the better. But you still need oil for many, many, many things. Just utilize it in the most economically way possible and the most environmentally friendly way possible. That's what I would like to see, rather than just burn the stuff. I don't want to see the stuff just burned off. But I don't know. Anyway, there you go. But a bagel. I'm a vegan. Bruce Fromers for 2024. Things go better with them. There you go. Vegetarian gang mayo. I'm fasting gang. 146.50, 145.54 on GameStop. Down $1.38. 15.27 on IPOE, up a dime. The Dow down 168. S&P down 29. Nasdaq down 172. Oil up $1.08 a gallon. Damn the egg. How could I forget the egg? Colin Danger, we should compare bagel due diligence. Woohoo, says Liz. I can't keep up with these comments. There's just too many of them. Buckle up. I don't care. Pen 15. Hi, Uncle Bruce. Are these SPACs perpetual after IPOP is done with SoFi? Will they go after another candidate? No. No. Once that deal is done, that's the end of that SPAC. It's over. It's now SoFi. Once 23andMe merges with VGAC, it's 23andMe. That's it. It's over. Same thing with the Matterport with Gorse Holdings and everyone else. It's all over. They're now regular companies. They will now produce regular financials, and they will have their own life now. Mr. Joshua, warrants, how do you hold, exercise them properly? I'm not into the warrants on this stuff. You can look it up on Google, but you could buy stock from the company if you want using the warrants. It's up to you. I just recommend going into the stock. Uncle Bruce, on our trip to the moon, with the decent number of passengers on the rocket and a possible number of days on the trip, how many bagels will be required? Those are a good question. I can't answer that right now. I need more. I need more info. Wally's World Chamath has already started IPOF. There was also ABCD before that. That is correct. IPOE is the fifth one. Bruce let it slip in an accident that he's a time traveler. That's how he knew so much about GameStop. You see, that's the thing. Best bet. Are we going to watch A Quest for the Holy Grail on the cruise? Oh my gosh, can you imagine? Nothing but Monty Python movies every night on the cruise. Thanks, Carlo. So one SPAC for each target. Mike Brown, thumbs up. Thanks, MB. I'm eating like a pig, says Feds. Local weather, Bruce. Sunny and warm on the island here. We're going to be in the 80s in the next couple of days. We're going to be in the 80s. Unbelievable. The first time since last August, maybe. 80s. We're high today of about 66. Tomorrow, 70. Friday, 73. Sunday, 79. Saturday, 79. Sunday, 82. Monday, 82. Tuesday, 64. Wednesday, 61. Thursday, 63. Friday, 66. So we're going to have a couple of days in the 80s. A couple, we're trying. Oh, my God. Oh, Look what's happening here. Look what's happening here.
Ketchup.
The ketchup is here.
The red mustard.
The Heinz 57.
And there you go.
Yeah, look at that.
I,
Look at that.
I suck at cutting it thin. It's thin on one end and fat on the other. Hey. Hey.
Toasted bagel with ham and egg. Ah, you gotta love this. Thank you, Jen, so much. So what's happening in your world today?
I'm taking a new course online because I love taking the courses online.
She's getting smarter all the time.
Well, I don't know if that's true, but I love.
She's trying to get smarter all the time.
Stuff.
She loves to learn, right?
I plan on having at least an hour quality hammock time. Now, I'm known as a 1%er. I'm going to show you my hand. Can you see my hand? Can you see my hand there? Can you see it?
Yeah, they see it.
Can you see what's going on there? Anybody out there know what this is?
I don't think you see it. It looks pretty,
Anybody see that? Because I'm getting a little bit of tan, so it's showing more. So there's your hint.
Yeah.
Because I know there's 1%ers out there like me.
That's right. They're out there.
They're out there. Now
right.
We'll just see if they
know what that is.
If they know what that is.
Yeah. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, you 1%ers. Coming up next month.
Is it a Tuma? It's not a Tuma.
International Day.
It's not a Tuma. No.
Because it's somebody's birthday next month. So.
Are these more hints?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and if you know what it is, you'll know what it is.
Oh. Well.
Okay, well, I'm just going to go over here and let them ruminate.
Discuss among yourselves. I'll give you a topic. I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a topic.
Awesome.
Wow. Okay. Colin dangerously says, I don't have gas lines in my house. I instead I use a system of very small trucks to move the gas around the house. There you go. That's the safe way to do it. You and the governor are pals. I can see. Hey, it's 2021. Is it really? I thought it was 2013. The value of recycled dinosaurs. Uncle Bruce, can you explain buy to open versus buy to close? If you are buying to open a contract, that means you're buying a call or put contract as an opening transaction. Your first transaction is to buy a contract. When you sell that contract for a profit or a loss or a break even, you are selling to close. If you are buying to close a contract, you are buying back a contract you wrote. Because if you're writing a contract, you're creating a contract, you're selling a new contract. You're selling to open. So if you're writing a call, you're sell to open, and when you buy it back, it's buy to close. If you want to go long with a contract and run the upside, you buy to open and sell to close. That's all that means. It's just the reverse. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but it's not that bad. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for becoming members of this channel. We got a couple new members coming in here, just like crazy. They're coming in. Thank you to B-Dude 2010. What was that? How long ago was that? B-Dude 2010. Was that 11 years ago? Welcome, buddy, to the channel. Don't worry about me and my time traveling thing. I'm all confused. Thank you for joining us today. Welcome, my friend. And a new member here, N.O. Masite. Thank you for becoming a new member. We got a couple of them right here. You got to love this. Thank you, everybody, so much for popping in. And I appreciate it. People are asking here, they're trying to guess what this was. Let me see what's going on here. Let's see. It's a Bommy 57 in New Jersey. I'll ride my bike. Let's see. Put on in front of my name, Mummy. Don't matter. All good. Welcome, dude. Let's see. My bagel is here. Looks delicious. Wow, that looks delish. Means shut it, Bruce. Bruce, you need more like I don't know what that means. What's that? Rattler free entry, Jen. What? It's literally pouring. I thought it was the something sign. My stupid old phone is the problem. Let Jen sleep for class, damn it. That is in case of right-handedness. Tannin. I saw elbow. Banana hammock. Ashley. Yes, indeed. You are fabulous. That motion was a bit vulgar, Jen. Knew it. Vitiligo. Go for it, Jen. Nice hammock time to relax. Vitiligo, says Orpheus. Yes, Jen. Queen, son issues. Bruce, how did you get a hand model on your show? fingernail mole? I just thought we were throwing gang signs there for a sec, Auntie Jen. We're throwing gang signs around. It's a hand, NVM mine. I'm in the wrong kind of 1%. Not raining down near Suki. Not what it means. Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson. Look at this spoiled kid there. Look at that spoiled kid here. If I wanted one, the wifey here would tell me to prep it for myself and one for her all the way. Fingernail birthmark. Remember, a lot has to do with diet and what we eat. It's not a tuma. I think it's his hand. That's for true. Just picked up 10 VGAC 1250 calls for December at 75 cents each. There you go. Now you're talking. She twisted the arm. I'm getting the vapors over here. We usually need to pay extra for that. Welcome to the fam. We can't offend the gen. I'm not sure what that means. Welcome, a meet and greet on Wreck Beach. Why does Fidelity not have options in November, December? It goes from October to January. I don't know what the deal is there. Cody, I missed the hand. What is it with the hand? Christopher, it happens. Doug Parsons, I'm mid-island. Examina. Oh, there's the B dude. Welcome to the jungle. Funky J Bell, you on Discord? I'm thinking about picking up a call. It would be fun to keep it together. Jack Bauer says, welcome. Jesus, thank you for that question. Bruce, has the first channel I see that needs a calendar on the screen that tells you the year. There's whatever. Hey, JC, good to see you here. Because everyone's begging. Well, everyone wants a chance. Struck in the storm. We'll do the dance. Thumbs up for Uncle Boo. Oh, God. Hey, Bruce, I'm making some market buys and getting really low prices. Buy on Gores at the market, 11.36, but I get a position at 11.13. Am I just lucky? Yes, you are. Same with IPOE, 20 cents cheaper. You're lucky. I have plenty of 521 contracts for sale. Get them while they're hot. Okay, eat the damn bagel. We need to push up here. Vertilago, beauty mark for the rare ones. That is why it is rare. Auntie Jen, I'm also a 1%er, says Cody. Hey, Uncle B, not sure if you saw my earlier post, but Carnival Cruise Line is really pumping up the radio TV ads in New York. They are doing that up in Canada, by the way. Sounds like they're desperate for now. They're not advertising in Canada because we can't go. Not right now, so they're not really promoting it here. Let's have a bagel. Yes, ham, egg, and cheese with a little bit of ketchup dipped in here. We're at 145 even on GameStop, down $1.92 right now, and 15.25 on the IPOE, or 15.17, 15.19 right now. We're down 263 on the market, down 39. That's the Dow, down 39 on S&P, down 205 on NASDAQ. Cheers, everybody. Thank you for joining me. It's time for a bagel, man. Oh, man. Oh.
Is it just terrible?
We're dipping and dripping. Oh. So good. That toasted sesame seed on the top of the bagel, and then the butter in there, and the ham, and the egg, and the cheese, and the ketchup. Perfect combination. It's orgasmic. It is so good. Oh, boy. Oh. So good. So good. So good. Sing it, Bruce. Here we go. Aunt Jen is a 1% outlaw biker. Drum roll. Bruce, that's all for the welcomes. Earlier, I meant to say, Bruce, you need more likes. Oh, hey, everyone. I was a member last month and forgot to resub. Glad to be here again. Right on, buddy. Welcome back. Wally's World Sleepless in Seattle. Uncle Bruce going at that bagel. Oh, man. Thank you for everything you do, Uncle Bruce. Great explanation on options this morning. I'm going to rewind it to the show, my father, because I've been trying to explain it to him. Those sounds are not PG rated 13, Bruce. Bagel porn. Bruce needs 2 bagels a day, Jen. Hands up for those who are starving. I thought this was PG. Jeff, totally. Orgasmic bagel. Wow, nobody does a bagel like Bruce and Jen. I have to turn down the sound, otherwise my dog gets the wrong idea of what's going on in here. We're going out to eat with my goddaughter for lunch, so no bagel for me. Going to eat barbecue ribs at Jake Ribs. Jake Rib, nice. Eddie, the remake of When Harry Met Sally. Laugh out loud. Oh, man. 15.15 on IPOE. 143.48 on GameStop. 1020 on AMC. Dow down 287, low of the day. S&P down 44. Nasdaq down 223. I don't know if this is enough of a drop. I don't know if this is serious enough. So good. Whew. Life is good. I'll have what he's having. Eddie, it's working. 144. 58. Go GameStop. Oh boy. Love them bagels, baby. Love them their bagels. Dipping and dripping. So good on the bagels. 143.84 on GameStop. Let's go market. Come on, stock market. Mm. 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 Beautiful. Nibbling on this bagel, finishing it off. It is so good. How are we doing on thumbs ups today anyway? 752. 753. Thank you, everybody. Fantastic. Thank you for being here today. Appreciate it. Nice to have you here. Domino's Pizza jumps 6%. Sorry, Domino's Pizza stock jumps to a record after hedge fund discloses a 6% stake in Domino's. Okay. Pershing Square has a 6% stake in the company. That's Bill Ackman. Right on. Activist investor. I wouldn't want to be on the board of directors of that company right now. There's going to be changes. Possibly. Could be a fight going on. See how that plays out. Bagel number 2. Bagel second half. How about that? Second half of the bagel. Beautiful. Okay. I'm staring at a pancake. I'm thinking about punching a hole in it and making it a bagel. Very 69 people watching, 581 likes. Likes are free. I just Colin says, I just placed an order for a bagel by yelling down the hall. Since I'm here alone currently, no one is making me one, but I placed an order and their service kind of here sucks. Thank you, Mike Brown, so much. Michael, appreciate it. Oh, this bagel's good. Giggity. Mr. T is in the house. Hey, Don, buddy, how you doing? Brucey, riddle me this. If 1 + 1 = 2 and bagels are round, then why, oh why, does my morbidly obese wife insist on wearing leggings when we go out in public? Why is that? You think I'm going to touch that one with a 10-foot cattle prod? Oh, man. Bruce, is poutine worth it? It depends on where you get it from. Ona, 714 likes. Ona, 807 likes. Where are we at right now? We have 832 likes. Thank you, everybody. 833 likes. Beautiful. Thank you, everybody, for helping us out, getting us over 800. We're going for 1,000 now. Beautiful stuff, guys. Thank you. Yeah. When you were a broker, did you ever get offered sweeteners to guide customers towards certain stocks? Not officially. There were a lot of promoters around our town trying to push oil and gas deals, though, I'll tell you that. Please don't make Uncle Bruce laugh while he's eating. Safety first. Caleb for Jordan. I forgot to like the video when I joined, so I went back and clicked the like button 3 times. Thank you. Okay. We're done. We're done. Oh, boy. A little more energy to get through the show. Thank you, one. Thank you all. I hope you enjoyed your own little bagel break while I was having my bagel break. 15.18 on IPOE. GameStop 143.55. AMC up 12 cents. The Dow's down 305 points. We're not getting help from the Dow, but still down 0.89. Not down enough to really convince me that we got a real problem here. Well, I'm not seeing enough. We need to really see some serious selling here. This is not serious at all. S&P down 47, NASDAQ down 250. So this is telling me that this market can turn pretty quickly. It is quickly getting oversold, and not enough follow through volume. I think that we could have a real turnaround on this thing. But that, you tell me what minute, I'll let you know. If I knew, I tell you, if I knew exactly what minute this is going to happen. But I'm I am one to think that this market is not going to. It's not looking like it's going to have a really, really, really ugly day. But famous last words. Let's find out. Okay. Oh man, I placed a request too for a bagel. My wife came back with some really nice crunchy biscuits. Indeed, instead they were quite good. Interesting. I feel you, bro. I precisely know that odd feeling. Mike Brown is saying my hair is way too long in this picture. It's not a current picture. Um, where are we here? How about bagel drone delivery? Hey, Uncle Bruce, I got burned with every market crash. This time, if the squeeze happens and my SPACs hit, I'm planning on selling my home, cash out my stocks, and live in a live live a minimalist life. Okay, I can't take this stuff anymore. Oh, okay. So brutal. Let's see, 10-foot cattle prod. I see what you did there. Let's see. When Bruce is deep in thought. Oh, I'm still trying to figure out what year it is. What year is this? Even in this market, GameStop is holding its own. You're making me so hungry. You're making me so hungry, Uncle Bruce. Oh God. Let's see. I'm not worried until S&P hits 4,000. I just got a flip chart 180. Under 6,000 on GameStop. Bruce, why can't you predict the future for us, please? Bagels in space, not coming to an AMC theater near you. Dipping and dripping. That's right, dipping and dripping. 143.96 on GameStop, down 296. IPOE at 515.15, down 2 cents. AMC up 14 cents to 10.20. The Dow down 288, a little better than it was a few minutes ago, but it's still pretty lousy. S&P is down 46 points. Folks, don't mind me. I got to strip. I got to take some clothes off. I'm just getting hot, you know. When you're making these pornographic food videos, you get hot, and you gotta cool off, and you gotta flex the muscles, you gotta show some skin, show some skin for the folks, get them all excited, keep them engaged, do what you got to do to kind of make it happen. Muss the hair, don't muss the hair. Cheers, everybody, from Stock Markets with Uncle Bruce. Thank you for joining me today around the world, wherever you are. Appreciate those of you who have come by to see me and watch the market together with us. We're down 282 on the Dow. We're down 45 on the S&P 500, and we are down 242 on the NASDAQ right now. The Dow is down 0.83 of a percentage point. S&P is down 1.1%, and the NASDAQ are down 1.8%. The NASDAQ sometimes is the worst market. Sometimes it's the best market. It's going back and forth. Heavily influenced by the FANG stocks, of course, and we're going to see how they react as the day goes on. But this market, if we don't get the heavy volume that we're supposed to have on a sell-off, we're not going to be down much longer. This market, to stay down where it is going to need some serious selling to really, convince the sideliners that there's real trouble here. And I don't know if we're going to see it. We're not even showing 1 million shares traded on IBM or on Home Depot. 1.2 million. I mean, it's such light volume. Home Depot is down 750. I'll give it that, but the volume isn't heavy enough to concern me. Microsoft down 580 at $240 a share. The high for the year is 263. This will hit new all-time highs before the year is out. So the lower this thing goes, the higher it's going to fly later. Apple down 248. It's just not giving up much ground. It's reluctantly giving this up. The low was 123.11. It's now 123.40. 27 million volume on Apple, and that's kind of normal for Apple. It always trades in the millions. Tesla down $12.77. Not a big sell-off. Bed Bath & Beyond down 24 cents to $24.77. BlackBerry down 24 cents to $8.06. On the cruise ship front, Royal Caribbean down 90 cents to 80.38. Norwegian down 76 cents to 26.90, and Carnival down 34 cents to 25.50. These guys were selling stock at higher levels than this to the public for the last 6-8 months. Brilliant move, raising cash every chance they could get at prices that people were willing to give them. They took that money and they are using it right now as they are waiting their chance to start selling again. Amazon down $56 a share, or $59.20 actually right now. It's at the low of the day, $31.64. Facebook at $299.48, down $7.05. That is kind of the low of the day on 4.8 million volume, not enough. Google down to $22.60, the low of the day, roughly, down $48 on only 391,000 shares. There is not enough volume here to worry about. Target down $4.65. JP Morgan up 82 cents. Costco down $6.50. Walmart down $2.25. Cisco Systems down $1.13 to $51.70. NVIDIA down $14. Again, this is so amazing to me that a computer chip maker that can't keep up with orders. High of the year, or last year's high in the last 52 weeks, $648 for NVIDIA. Trading at $557. It's down almost $100 from its high of the year. But I will caution you, it is trading at 80 times earnings, even with this price. So it is a very high earnings number, but their numbers are surging. Their net profits are surging. Disney down $1.36. Goldman Sachs up $1.50. eBay down $1.68. Twitter down $1.92. American Airlines down 14 cents. Netflix $4.88 a share, down $6.75. Snowflake down $8.58. DraftKings down $1.30 to $42.71. Moderna down $4.84 to $1.54. Workday down at $8.84. DoorDash down $6.36. Airbnb down $1.50. Micron Tech down $2.40. Intel at $54, down $1.04 a share. Coinbase $2.98, down $4.49 a share right now. Boeing down $3.59. AT&T at $32.07, down 19 cents. And that's where we are right now. What are we at today? Today is Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? No, it's Tuesday. It's Wednesday. It is. It's Wednesday. Welcome all. Welcome to Wednesday. And it is May the 12th, 2021. Apparently, they tell me it's 2021. Do you see that? Did you see that? Woo! That's all you get. That's where we're at right now. And is this real life, says Meta? I mean, is it? My wife serves. My wife serves. Get 'em your damn self bagels 24 hours a day. That's the service he's got. Conduit 1974. Bruce, story time. Jim laughing out loud. Doug. Uncle Bruce, do you think the old high-cost way of teaching options trading via OTA, etc., is still valid compared to alternatives such as subscribing to YouTube channels and other lower-cost alternatives? You know, Doug, it all depends on what works for you. If you find that you cannot understand some of these YouTubers and how they're explaining it, there you go. If you feel that you need one-on-one consultation, then you spend an hour with me and we go over the scenario step by step. But if you can find it through an online course of some kind, or you find a book online or something like that, whatever works for you. Everybody has their own way of absorbing this information, if they want to. Free thinker, there we go. Wow, says Alex. I think we call it cheese whiz these days. Let's see. Chicka boom bow wow. Okay, take it all off. They love it when I get naked. Get the hose and cool off, Bruce. Heating up around here. Whoa, 3 elbows in a day. We need to get Bruce and Jen a fondue fountain. When he takes off his long sleeve tee, the chart. Oh my gosh, it's so good. What can I say? I wow them each and every time. That's why the stock was going down, because Bruce was shilling the red shirt underneath. There it is. Hedgie's terrified at the Bruce flex. Give the people what they want, Bubby. Give them what they want, booby. Brown chicken, brown cow. Let us see some of those Tom Jones dance moves now, please. You can leave your hat on. Can we do Bruce looks up people stocks? AURC. Not right now. Colin, your absurd humor is like mine, and I really feel at home with your comments. And I generally laugh. Not common for me. Thanks. Time for Bruce's morning strip tease. There we go. Sitting Bull. Did Auntie Jen get to watch Tom Jones perform? What a performer. His YouTube recordings are something else, and he can still sing incredibly well. We've never seen Tom Jones live on stage. I've only hung out with Tom Jones in a steam room in Las Vegas at one time. And, we let's just say we hung out together. Okay, enough of that. Bill, when AMC GameStop pop, the market will have a downturn, a big dip, and after you sell your AMC GameStop buy quality stocks, the market bounces back. You're super rich. There you go. You see. Ona, good morning, Jen. Dana, I agree, says ready for now. Colin is hilarious, and his bald self is the cutest. Francek, Tesla is quite a lot. Is quite a lot of volume. Nothing to freak out about, but it's It's not great. Bill, make a list of quality stock you would buy and set it aside. Anti-PC. I love Tom Jones. Saw him at Jazz Fest in New Orleans a few years ago. Girls were still throwing their panties at him on stage. Poor guy. Lance, laugh out loud. GameStop just sitting at 144.69. It's right now 143.25. Alex, Bezos sold off $7 billion in Amazon in the last 2 weeks. He did. Sold $7 billion worth. Jay Ray, I don't find Colin amusing at all. Frankie, is anything up? Anything? AMC up 11 cents, 10.16. Social IPOE 15.04 down 13 cents. Alex, he needs some flatware for that new yacht. Bill, Alex, he's going to have hair transplant, so he needs the cash. Okay. Reddit shows some skin bruise. Bezos was just having his girlfriend giving some girlfriend some spending money. Lance laughing out loud. Alex, the real nice appliances. My worst trade ever, owned NVIDIA at 20 in around 214 and sold it for 60 when President Trump entered office, and I was worried that the market would tank. Oops. Alex, Bill, $1 for every hair strand. D Gray, whatever. Alex, whatever. Auntie, laugh out loud. Jen got a chuckle out of that. Get them yourself, bagels. Sitting Bull looked around and saw AMD trading under $10 and decided it had potential in 2016 and helped through tons of FED until this year. When I went to cash, when the hedge funds began ringing the cash register, right on. I use propane, says Ona. Doing what I can, says Colin. What else is going on here? Sitting Bull AB says, nobody can blame you. NVIDIA was trading sideways for years. The crypto mania and the AI stuff they got into spurred this growth. Let's see. Franska, I wanted to buy a farm, but then I realized I'm super lazy and I will probably not do so well. It won't go so well, so forget that. I believe $2 billion is known as walking around money for the Bezos. AB, thanks, Sai. Zorphius, Uncle Bruce, your info over the past few days about writing call options and each month on shares just sitting there was great. Last night's info was the best. Could you talk again about selling calls? Well, it comes down to what is it you want out of your portfolio? What do you think is realistic from your stocks? And if you own 100 shares or more of GameStop, for example, you can be paid to hold these shares. They will fluctuate. They always do. They always will. But you could be paid in the meantime to try to make some money on it. I was telling my investors and my viewers last week and this week, you can write call contracts on any stock, basically, as long as you have 100 or more shares, and if you have an options trading account, obviously. But on something like IBM, or Apple, you can write call contracts for, like, say, 2 weeks at a time, or 3 weeks out, 4 weeks out, maybe 5 to 10% ahead of the market, and offer a call contract or two or three, depending on how many shares you got. You won't bring in a huge premium because these shares don't move up and down $20 a day, but you will bring in some premium money on top of whatever dividend money you get, like, say, for IBM. On something like GameStop, you can write call options. Right now, with the stock at 143, you could write 150s for this Friday, or you could write 160s for next Friday, or you could write 170s for the Friday after that. It all depends. I mean, you can write 180s for this Friday, but you won't get much money for them. So depending on how far out of the money you are and how long you give the contract bargainer or gambler time, how much time you give them, that's how much your money will rise to you. But you got to ask yourself, if you hold GameStop shares and you can write call contracts, and you can bring in, say, 75 cents a day for every day that you offer contracts on your stock, you got to wonder, am I happy with that? I mean, look, if I have 100 shares, I bring in 75 cents a day. I bring in $75 a day in depreciation on average. So, if you can write a 750 call, good for 10 days, whatever strike price that is, and the stock stays under that strike price, the option will die worthless, and you will score 750 or 75 cents a day on 100 shares. You have 1,000 shares? That's 10 call contracts. That's $7,500 for 10 days. Now, maybe what you might do is you might write a 2-month call contract on GameStop at $200 a share or $190 a share and bring in 20 something bucks. You might not bring in 75 cents a share per day, but you could bring in maybe 60 cents a day for the entire month, bring in $18 or $20, something like that. Then again, you might get $22.50 for the call contract, depending on the strike price. 5 weeks length, 6 weeks length, whatever, and bring in a nice premium per day for stock you're holding anyway. You can play it by ear. If you wrote call contracts last week on GameStop when they were 160.65, you would have been writing for, say, next Friday's expiry. You would have been writing 180s, 190s, and you would have brought in maybe $8-10. Well, they're trading right now at $2 a piece, $3 each, because the stock is down to 140. Those call contracts have dropped off the face of the earth. You're happy because you sold them for $8-9. You could buy them back right now for $2. Turn around right now and write new contracts for, say, 2 weeks from now, say at 175 or 180. Bring in another $5, $6, $7 a share or more, and keep bringing in money. Let the time and the stock fluctuation work for you. If the shares later today go into the 150 range, 153 range, 155 range on a recovery of the Dow or the big markets, if all the markets take a run up today and everything moves with it, maybe GameStop will reach 150, 52. You might write 185s this afternoon. Buy back the calls you've written now. Sit on the sidelines. Let the stock pop up $8, $10, $12 a share. Write call contracts at a higher price. They may or may not do that. I don't know. You could just wait around. You've got contracts you've written already. They're at the stock's 143.61. You've written 180s, 190s. You got $8-9 for them. They're trading at $2-3. You don't have to do anything for the next 5, 6, 7 days. You can just let those contracts expire completely and cash in the entire proceeds from that call contract. Up to you. You have many, many, many options. Some of you out there don't realize it, but you probably have enough capital and enough stock, or you could easily move your capital around in such a way to have enough stock in whatever stocks you want to play with, where you could write call contracts and make a living from it, or make a nice side hustle from it. On AMC, for instance, a bunch of you out there could buy a bunch of this stock right now at 10.20. Just buy it and turn around and write $11 contracts for $1.35, like we were just hearing a few minutes ago. Bring in $1.35. You're bringing your cost down to $8.90 a share, because you're bringing in $1.35 against a 10.20 purchase. So your cost average is now $8.90 if the contracts expire worthless, being 11s. And then when they do, you turn around and write new contracts again, depending on where the stock is. If the stock's exactly where it is now, a month from now, you write 11s again. You bring in another $1.35 if you can. And your cost average is now down to $7.50, $7.55 a share. What's wrong with that? Nothing's wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with any of that. So, I mean, you can bring your cost average down, bring in capital, buy more stock with it, or live off that money if it's outside of a 401k or outside of a Roth IRA. So some of you out there might be able to buy enough AMC or enough GameStop shares, even now, to turn around and write contracts against them to bring in the kind of capital that you can actually live off of. If you've got, say, $100,000, you can buy $100,000 worth of these shares, or $50,000 of each of them if you want, and then write contracts against both of them. And some of these contracts are 2-week contracts, some are 3 weeks, some are 5 weeks, some are 8 weeks. It all depends on the stock and the premiums and everything else. But if you can take $100,000 and generate $10,000 in a month from premiums from your investment, and only need to live on $4,000 or $5,000 of it, and the rest you just reinvest into your market to grow your portfolio, there's something to think about. If you've got a $500,000 portfolio, you can pick up $500,000 worth of stock, and you can bring in a 10% premium against the value of your stock, 10 to 15% premium in a month on a $500,000 portfolio. That is $50,000 to $75,000 of capital coming in from option premiums as you're writing call contracts. Now, you're gambling that the stock will stay under a certain price to cash in on the contract value, of course. But on the other hand, if the stock goes up on you, your $500,000 portfolio might be worth $600,000 because your stock went up. So you lost your $50,000, or you didn't lose $50,000 on the contracts. You didn't. You may find that the calls you sold for $50,000, you had to buy back for $50,000, but your stock went up to $600,000 in value. So you're up $100,000 in value, and you broke even on your contract, right? Now $600,000 portfolio, you're writing contracts for $60,000 or $90,000, depending on the premiums, going forward another month, and the stock doesn't go up anymore. It stays at 550 to 600,000 for the next month. You now cashed in 60,000 to 90,000 in cash, and your portfolio is worth 550 to $600,000. Nice. You live off of 5,000 a month, 10,000 a month. The rest you leave in the market. You buy more stock. You now have a portfolio worth 650,000. You're writing contracts on a $650,000 portfolio. 65,000 to 95,000 coming in again and again. You're doing this 12 times a year on 1 month turnovers, if that's what you're doing. Rollovers, I should say. 1 month rollover contract rights strategy. It all depends on your risk tolerance, your ability to watch the market, your capacity to handle the stress of the market moving while you have contracts against it, everything else. And you can be into one stock or be into 5 stocks or into 10. Write contracts on all 10 of your stocks. And you might have some Apple and some IBM and some GameStop and some AMC and some other shares that you're writing calls on. Good for you. You can make a living doing this, depending on how much you have. It can be done. Bruce, is there an issue? Is there an issue of Uncle Bruce emojis not displaying on your stream overlay versus overlays? Emojis everyone has on their phones. Is there an issue of Uncle Bruce emojis not displaying on your stream overlay versus has on their phones? I don't get it, Chris. I don't get it. I don't understand it, John. I'm not sure what's going on. Propane and propane accessory. Welcome to the Get Yourself Damn Bagels Broken Heart Club. I don't know quite what that means. Why write calls when you could buy puts? Well, you're buying, but you're spending money. By writing calls, you are generating money. That's what I'm talking about. You don't care if the stock moves if you write call contracts. You really don't care. If you're writing out of the money call contracts, you're happy if the stock just sits there, just does nothing, because those contracts expire. They deteriorate in value as they get closer to expiry, and that's all your gain. That's all your gain. So you're just holding your account flat. If you can bring in 10 to 15% in a 30-day time frame by writing covered call contracts, you're making 10 to 15% on your portfolio, and it's not moving. Everyone else is going, why isn't it moving? And you're going, I don't care. I'm getting 10, 15% a month by it not moving at all. If it goes down 5% in value, you're accelerating the gain on your contracts because they are quickly depreciating, being further out of the money. The market goes up 5%, you're still enjoying a gain on your contracts because at the end of the day, even though the stock went up a little bit, they didn't go up enough for the option buyer to make any money off of your contract. They lose everything. So you got a double whammy. You have your market going up, which is good for you, and the contract expired worthless anyway. You have a double win. Maybe this month you made 20% on your account instead of 10 or 12 or 15. That's why you want to be an option writer. It's called cash generation. Since the wait staff here is terrible, I'm going to go get myself a cup of coffee. Can I get anyone anything while I'm up, says Colin dangerously. Hey, Bruce. It's the best attitude. Look forward. There's a future investments. Nobody can buy, sell at the perfect price. That's true. Jonathan, please put that dog on the way. Pat the dog on the way on the buy. When you pat the dog. I just got myself some coffee, but thank you. What do you think about ARC? I don't know anything about it. Let me move on. Don't think about it. Let's see. Can I play the Millionaire Matchmaker on our cruise? Need that GameStop morning, please. Mooning now, please. Uncle Bruce teaching us about how to make money. If the person buying the contract exercises the contract, you have to give up the shares. Do you get to keep the premium and get paid for the stock at the strike price? Yes, you do. You get both. So if you wrote a 180 call on GameStop and you got $10 cash for that, you've already got the $10 cash, $1,000 for 100 shares in your account. Now you get exercised. Stock went to 181. You get bought out. You get taken out at 180. So you now have 18,000 plus your 1,000. You have 19,000 in your bank account. Stock's at 1810. Stock's at $181, but you got 190. 180 plus $10. You buy the stock back at 181. Just buy back. Write a brand new contract for 200 for 2 weeks or whatever you want. Take in another $10 premium. Okay. Stock goes up again. Gosh darn it to heck. Stock went up again. Went to 201. You got taken out. at 200, plus you got the $10. You just sold at 210. You bought them back at 181. You just got out at 210. Is there a problem? Not a problem. You're buying them back now at 201. Again, you're writing now 220s. Stock goes to $221 a share 3 weeks later, 2 weeks later, whatever it is, you get exercised again. You're getting $220 a share plus the 10 you just sold for $230. So you bought them at 181. You bought them at you got them here. You got taken out at 181 plus $10. That was 191. You bought them back at 181. You got taken out at 200, and you got $10 on top of that. You got taken out at 210. You bought them back at 201. You got taken out at 220 plus the $10. You got taken out at 230. You buy them back at 221. You're doing it again and again and again and again and again. You're taking the gain plus premium. The gain plus premium. If that's what happens, the stock doesn't go up. So you write 180s right now. The stock goes to 179, but it doesn't go to 180. The options are worthless at the end. They die zero. You keep the $10. You got your stock. It's 179. You're up on the stock. Went up from 144 to 179. You're happy. You're now writing 190s or 200s for another $10 premium. You want them to go to 199. Go to 199 and stop right there. That'd be great. Now you're up to 199. Yay! And you keep the $10. You've kept $20 in contract money. 2 times you've done this, and your stock's at 199. So you're doing great. You were at 144 with 100 shares worth $14,400. Now they're at $199. That's $19,900 in value. Plus you got $2,000 in option money. You got $22,000 in your hands for a $14,400 position on 2 rollovers. Is there a problem with this? You do that enough with 500 shares or 1,000 shares. Do you think you can live off this kind of money? Yeah, I think you can. There you go. Colin Dangerously. I'm sipping my 3rd cup already. Second for me. On this cruise, the workers are going to get tips. John Van, when that happened to me, I laid under the ceiling fan and I ate a lot of popsicles. It was the heat of the summer in Texas. Let's see. One very important thing is to sit down with a tax consultant before you try to live off the dividends and or option premiums. There are some nice tricks depending on where you live. Exactly. You've got to talk to a tax man. I can't help you with that. I cannot help you. You might be doing this all inside an LLC that you create or a corporation S or whatever. The tax advisor will help you. If you can turn yourself into a business doing this, you get write-offs along with any other costs that you can offload. Yes, there are tax advantages, and there are ways that there aren't. Thanks, Uncle B. The only way I catch up with my mutual fund. Uncle B, emojis versus generic emojis. Oh, okay. Yeah, you can't use Uncle B emojis outside of YouTube. I don't think, Chris. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure you can't. Free Thinker McJones. Sometimes emojis don't show when you bring them up on your screen. Oh yes, well they don't show up on my screen because I'm on StreamYard. I'm doing the show. I am producing this show on StreamYard, and your emojis don't show on this screen. They show on the YouTube screen that you're looking at, which is over here, I believe. Yeah, and that's where you see your emojis popping up. Exactly. That's where they are. But I don't broadcast through YouTube directly. I broadcast to YouTube using StreamYard, which is what you see me on right now. And that's why this logo is up here. That's my logo that I put up there. And the comments that I'm putting up as I want them put up. Very good. David, Chris is getting the fact that when you bring comments on the screen instead of the emojis, we see. That's right. That's true. Free Thinker, I remember someone asking why their comments are always, say, confused because of the emoji issue. There it is. That's right. Each emoji has a name. Each emoji has a name that I have to assign it with YouTube, and it has to be a one-word name. And so we've assigned different words to each emoji, and that's why you'll see different words for different emojis. Hold because time is ticking in your favor instead against you. IPOE 1506 down 11. GameStop 144.62 down 190, 144.93 down 199. Dow down 278. S&P down 43. Nasdaq down 221. Right now, that's where we're at. Let's see. Use your right toe and hit the thumbs up. David, yes, instead of seeing the Bagel Time logo, we see it's bagel. We see the word bagel. What if they exercise then and you lose your stock? You don't lose it. You get bought out. You get cashed in. And then you just buy them back. You can just buy them back. Commission-free trading. You don't care. That's what happens with the with you don't lose anything. Jane, can't wait till later today. I'm like heck with that. Frog it 65. You received something from somebody. Okay. Thank you from something. Thank you somebody for sending me something on PayPal. Thank you for that. I think. What do we got here? We've got someone coming in here. Somebody wants some consultations. Someone has sent me a PayPal donation for future consultations. Very good. Okay, looking forward to it. Should be fun. Oh, I know who this is. Trouble in River City. Gonna be fun. Alrighty, we'll be getting together. Colin, dog, patted, all out of protein milk. I'm sorry. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. Everyone's figuring out why they can't see their logos when I pop up their thing. Fair enough. And if I own, Vic asks me, if I own call contracts that are in the money and I want to just sell and just collect the premium, does there have to be a buyer? What if none wants the option, even if it's in the money? Can I be stuck with it? Very good question. Really good question. Okay. There's always a market, Vic, on the contracts. There's always a market on all contracts because the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, where virtually all contracts trade, and I'm assuming this is Chicago, just bear with me, it's Chicago trading. There are market makers on all of the contracts of all the companies that are on the Chicago Board of Trade, or Chicago Mercantile, not board, Chicago Mercantile 4. So there's always a bid and an ask. Now, you might not be happy with the bid and ask. You might not like it. You might look at the market and go, hey, I'm $550 in the money, and the contract is $525 to $575. I don't like this bid ask because I'm $550 in the money. But if the contract is down to a week to go or a couple of days to go, there may not be much premium left on it. The market maker is giving you an indication of the market. You can offer your contract at whatever price you want. You may or may not get a fill right away. You may not get a fill at all if that's what you're going to do. But if it's worth $550 and you offer it at $550, chances are better that you'll get out if it trades at that level. Now, if it trades a nickel higher in 15 minutes after you put the offer in, after you put the contract up for sale, now you're $555 in the money, but you're offering it at $550, your chances of getting taken out are better, much better, because you're a nickel in the money. If it goes up another dime, chances are extremely high you're going to be taken out. The market maker will move the market depending on the stock anyway. If you don't put an offer in, and you don't put an offer, you see this $525 bid, $575 for sale offer. You don't put an offer in. You want $550 or better, right? But you're not putting in an offer right now. You're waiting. You got the order all written up. You've got the price that you want, $550, but you haven't hit the enter order yet. You're just waiting. You're watching the stock, and the stock pops up a little bit. So it goes up 15, 20 cents. The market might go from $525, $575 to $535 to $585. And it goes up a little more, stock goes up a little more, it might go to $540 to $590. The market maker is always adjusting the price of the contract if the market maker is the only buyer and the only seller. They're always keeping a spread somewhere in that neighborhood. It might be a little less than that. It might only be a 40-cent spread, but there's a spread of some kind, usually, giving room for market players to come in the middle of it. And you can always offer at the offer or a nickel below the offer. So if the market is $525 to $575, you could offer at $570. And the stock goes up a little bit. You see the bid go up 10 cents. You move your offer back a little bit because chances are the market maker has moved the sell price backwards too. And now you go up another nickel or a dime. But if you see the market go, say, $550 to $6, and then all of a sudden the market is $550 to $580, somebody else has come in. It's not the market maker. It's a seller. Now you're up against another seller to get out. But if it's in the money, $570, and they're offering at $580, that's not an unreasonable price. You can come in there at $575, or you can join them at $580, or you can go $585 and just be behind them. Because if they're only offering 1 or 2 or 3 contracts and you've got 10, you might offer your 10 at $585, 5 cents behind. People on level 2 markets can see, oh, there's a seller at $580 and there's a seller at $585, or $85 and $90, or whatever the pricing is. And they can go, oh, there's 15 contracts. There's 5 and 10 there. Somebody might want 15 contracts. Now they know I can buy 15 contracts between 580, 585. I'll go in and buy it. They want to get filled right now. They'll do it. There's a zillion ways to play this, but there will always be a buy order for your contracts. And on the last day of the run, at the contract's last life, the last hour of the day, the contract will likely be trading right at book value, within a dime of book value, like really close. So that's the price you're going to get. You're going to have to hit the market. You'll get out. Looks naughty, librarian. Bruce Almighty. Snaps. Looks like yes. So the only downside in selling calls is not paying attention and buying the 100 shares back while it increases. The only downside is selling calls. Well, okay. So if you get taken out, you get bought out. You're no longer long the stock. You're no longer short the contract. You're flat. You've got all your dough now. You got the stock and your premium. It's all yours. You're a free agent. You can do whatever you want. Do you want to buy the stock back and try it again or not? Do you want to buy something else? It's up to you. How close are you paying attention to your market? Correct. If you're at work and you can't look at your phone all the time and you get an alert on your telephone while you're in a meeting and your phone's in your office and you got bought out half an hour ago because the stock was on a run and you got taken out at 180 and the stock is now 185. When you come back to your office, you go, oh, wow, I sold my stock at 180. I got exercised. And I already wrote that contract for 10. I got taken out 190 in total. It's now trading. Oh, look at that. It's 185. You can buy on the spot if you want. Just put in a market order if you want. Or you might go, oh, no. It's up $15 today. Wait a minute. Oh, hold a sec. It's up $15, but it's not going any further right now. It might go back to 180. I'll wait. If it goes back to 180, I'll buy it back. Now you're going to be that picky buyer. You're going to buy the stock back. Of course you are. But you might take a couple of days before you buy the stock back, because you know that when you do buy the stock back, you want to buy it on a dip. And when you buy it on a dip, you're catching the lowest trade of the day, you hope. Later that same day, the stock's up $5, $6, $7, $8, $9 a share on a little recovery, and now you're writing a new call contract because the stock is higher than where you bought it at. And if the thing goes from 185 down to 175, you buy it there. It goes back to 185, and now you're writing a $200 call contract or a 210 or a 205 for $10 again. So you got taken out the last time with your premium. You took your time to buy back in on a dip. You've got a little rally on the stock. You wrote a new contract at the high because you make your money when you sell on a call, when you write a call. Where you're making money is when you sell that call. And you are greedy. You're a nasty buyer and you're a greedy seller. And that's the way this game works on both sides of this market all the time. All right. Would need to know what plugin software he is using. You may be able to place these images in a file on your computer, and if the C Bagel replaces it. StreamYard is what I use, by the way. Funky J, I did this with my Love shares. I made $2,000 on May 21 $70 calls. It's currently at 72. We will see if I'll keep it. Very interesting. John, Bruce, this is great info, but as for me, I can only do $125 a month for a stock. It would take me forever just to come up with 5K. Not complaining, and sitting on 500,000 over 20 years, time on my side. Well, look at it this way: if you've got a couple $100 that you can invest in the market every month, you can buy right now 100 shares of AMC if you want. Well, you can't buy 100 you have to have $1,000 to buy 100 shares of AMC, obviously. But you can buy, once you can get $1,000 together, you buy 100 shares of AMC. You can start writing one call contract. You might only bring $125 in, but it's on a $1,000 investment, and start bringing that in every month and adding $100 a month to your pot. You got $250 a month coming into the market, call money, your money, and you're adding 25 shares a month to AMC. After 4 months, you've added another 100 shares. You're now writing 2 contracts at a time. You could do that. It's all relative. It's all relative, and what you're comfortable doing. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with any of this. That's all right. Anyway, there you go. Let's see. Wall Street Bets is posting their massive losses on Palantir. guys are getting wrecked to the tune of tens of thousands doing options. Well, they're gambling with it way out there or short in. What can I say? It's what happens. What can I say? Oh, okay. Okay. There we go. Let's move on. Let's just move on for now. Oh, wow. Uncle Bruce and AJ, you got me thinking here. Let's see. What's going on here? Bruce, any thoughts on ACE Convergence Acquisition Corp? NASDAQ ACE V emerged with Arctronics Semiconductor Corporation. Don't know anything about it. I'll have to look into it after my show's over. I'll write down that symbol. I'll take a peek at it. But right now, I don't know anything about it. That is ACE with a V. ACEV SPAC. Okay. We'll take a peek at that. And maybe in the afternoon, I'll know something more. Okay. Is there any other stocks you want me to check out between now and this afternoon, folks? Give me your symbols right now, and I'll write them down, and we'll take a look, okay? Let's see what's going on. Brent, get a sign? Great. Now sell CSPs to get paid to buy on a dip. That's likely because its gain ran up. Don't quite know what that means. Let's see. Hello, everybody. Late start for me today. Happy to be here with you all. GameStop is my BAE. Right on. 144.62 down 230 on GameStop. 1504 down 15 cents on IPOE. The market is still down 273 on the Dow. Make that 300 on the Dow. All righty. Let's go. Just got some IPOE at 14.99. It's at 1502. Right on. Let's see. AURC merging. Here's another one. Another symbol. AURC. AURC. We'll check into that one. OCGN. OCGN. What else do you want me to look into, folks? Look into GameStop. Let's go. Is that Chris? Is that a stock symbol? IMG.L. Or are you fooling with me? What's going on here? Doesn't look familiar to me. J Ray. No, that's somebody's name. CMC Cielo Waste Management. CMC. Look into CMC. Okay. I don't understand nothing. I don't understand nothing of this call option talk. I need a private consultation at some points. Brucey boy, really appreciate you taking the time to teach us all. Robert, that's what we got to do. What is this here? Good night. Good dog's dad. EGLX earnings after the close. Look into SOS. Okay. And could buy 100 SNDL. Yeah, if you want to buy a really cheap stock that you want to write an option against, you could buy 100 SNDL. I think it's under $1, isn't it? Like $1 a share. You buy $100 worth of stock and write a call option against it. You won't make any money, but it'll be an exercise. You'll try it. Please check CMG. All right, CMG. Okay. Bruce, please check out UPST. Okay. ORC, Bruce, thank you. ORC. CSP. So I'm going to have to check out 500 companies by the time I come back to you today. CSP is cash secured puts. You do the reverse of covered calls. Oh, I understand now what you're saying. You get bought out and then you do that instead. Yeah, it's a little complicated, I would say. 966 thumbs ups. You're only 34 away. Are we that close to getting 1,000 thumbs ups? 970 thumbs ups, guys. If you can hit the thumbs up button for me, we're down to a few minutes before the show's over. I really appreciate it if you could hit me on some thumbs ups there and get me over 970 to get me to 1,000 thumbs. We're at 972. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate that. All right. Any other stocks here? SOAC. SOAC. Let's see. Can you also check EDR? Endeavor. EDR. They are doing a deal with the UFC. Not sure if the Spac or not, but I know they have some type of deal. Bruce, if I buy one out of the money call contract, if I buy one out of the money contract today, and in August it's way in the money, do I need to actually buy the shares to resell them? No. Or can I just simply resell the contract? Yes. Does that make any sense? Yes, it does. Arco, yeah, you buy the call. Let's say you buy the call now, $2. Stock goes way up and the call's at $8. Sell it for $8. You're just selling it into the option market. That's all you're doing. You're just buying and selling like you're buying and selling stock. You're just buying contracts. That's the difference. But when you buy a contract for $2, it's a $200 purchase. When you sell it for $8, it's an $800 sale. Times 100 shares is the price of the contract. So yeah, you can buy it, any contract in or out of the money, and sell it either as a gain, a loss, or a break even anytime you want. You can flip it in 15 seconds if you wanted to. CTAC, have I written that one down already? I have not. CTAC, another one. We have Schrodinger, SDGR, ICUP. Are these true? Are these actual symbols? Or are you guys fooling with me? What's going on here? SOAC, I think I just wrote that one down, didn't I? Yeah, I did. BSPE, merging with Vintage Wine Estates. I think we looked at this one before. BSPE, and BMRA. You made Wally think. How dare you? Oh, no, I got to shill my boys. I don't know. Thoughts on IPOE's movement today? 1498. It's a little lower, but no big deal. UWMC. Okay. JWS. Merger coming up on a Spac. Vizio. VZIO. Didn't they just have lousy report the other day? I can't remember. NEL. IBRT. If I don't have reports on all these, don't be mad at me. There's a few coming in here. Thoughts on the AAPL company? They're into advanced calculators and the like. DNN. Sorry, couldn't help myself, says Rabbit. SOAC, I think we have that. Yeah, we have that. FUBO, is it? FUBO. Yeah, that's a Wall Street Bets favorite. Thummies. Let's see. JWS is similar to FAII, a large group of clinics, merger with Barry Sternley, $1.2 billion in the bank after merger. JWS. Okay, we'll look into that. Laughing. TAWNF. All right. We did 1,000. Did we get 1,000 thumbs ups? Woohoo! Yes, we did. Thank you, everybody, so much. Thank you for getting me over the top. That is beautiful. Great job, everybody. We hit 1,000 thumbs ups on this show. That's fabulous. We're getting ready to say goodbye here. Let's see. Stock Markets with Bruce. Where were we here? Where were we? Nova. NOVA, please. NOVA. I'm going to write a couple more down. That's it. 1,000 likes. Way to go. TSM, another semiconductor play. TSM. HRZN. I got to stop here. I'm out of paper. I got a whole sheet of stuff here. And what can I say? Here we go. One interesting thing about Vizio is their CEO claims that the semiconductor and LCD shortage will not impact Vizio at all. Apparently, it has deep connections in Taiwan. Erico, you can sell them at any time. Sometimes I watch for my options to be 75% up, and I just flip it there and start again. Too many other stock symbols now, folks. I can't do any more. Sorry, just way too many. Writing a GameStop is only 35 cents for this Friday expiry. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. Let's see. What else is going on? Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Douglas, thank you for this donation. Is there a good reason to sell way in the money calls? Is there a good reason to sell in the money calls? I don't. There might be, but not for any of you guys. Not for retail investors. There's really no reason for it. I'm sorry. I can't see any reason for it. Okay. TWB is a cruise channel. Laughing out loud. TWB. Let's check out TWB. He doesn't need paper. He writes on a mirror with diamonds. We love you, Bruce. You see a 3. Respect this script. Thank you, everybody, for being with me today. We're just after 3 hours on the air now. I'm going to take a bit of a break here. I'll take a look at some of these stocks. I'll do the best I can, but no guarantees I can look at all of them. It's just so many here. But thank you, all of you. I'll do what I can. We'll see what's going on. But thank you today for being with me today. I hope you learned something new about contracts and options, how to buy them, how to sell them. Again, you want to really learn about options a little more in depth and on a personal level. Hire me for an hour. Saturdays and Sundays is when I do these one-on-one consultations. I think this weekend I'm booked up, but next weekend I have a few openings next weekend and the weekend after that. But let me know. Just say, hey, I'd like to do a one-on-one as soon as possible, and I'll send you a proposed day and time. You can make your payment at that point in time. Lock your time in. Lock in your appointment, and then we'll set you up, and we'll do a one-on-one right here on this set, on this channel, but on a private setting. I'll be over here. You'll be over here. And we'll do a chat, and we'll figure it out with you, help you get through some of the, what did this mean? How does that work? No question is a dumb question. When we have these one-on-ones live, it's so much easier because we can see each other's expressions and hand gestures, and yeah, it works. It really works. Thank you, everybody, so much for being here. I appreciate it. You're all great. We'll see you later today at 3 o'clock Eastern time for the last hour of the day and the first hour of the aftermarket, okay? The Dow is down 341. That's the low of the day at the moment. S&P down 53. NASDAQ down 273. We'll see if those markets stay there or do a slow burn the other direction. Bye, Uncle Bruce and Auntie Jen. See everyone this afternoon. Thank you. Jay Ray, Uncle Bruce should be around for the late show. But she is really looking great. She's putting a big smile on my face. I don't know who it is. What are you talking about? Don't be mad when you sit on one-on-one with a dummy. It's all right. Let's see. See you later, guys. Bye and bye. Okay. Catch you later, guys. Thank you. Appreciate everything. We're ready to go at 3 o'clock today. Bye for now.